I don't need to be on it in 6 months. So we decided to basically do it in November. And then in January, there's going to be no cruise. So we're actually going to skip 2022. And then January of 2023 will be the next cruise. But in terms of everybody that's going on here, it'll be November. And then 14 months later, about a year. So I told Lou what's even better is that two things happen. We get more time to book people for this cruise because now we're not up against April or July. We have all the way through November, almost 2 years to book the cruise now. And then once we cruise in November, we now have 14 months to book the next. So we decided to skip the year that way, and that's how we chose November.
And I know I'm excited. I know everyone else is excited to just get out and go do a cruise again. I mean, holy cow! We're now seeing all the pictures from last year and the years prior, and how that's making us have that fear of missing out. So I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody else is, and we just wanted to bring this opportunity for us to get together and share some great insights about
I'm going to just do this for Tom.
What to prepare for.
Turn this like this.
Aha, okay.
Yeah, that way when you look at
me. Yeah, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, so 100%. So let's talk about the luxuries that we have right now living in Florida. That obviously everything comes with risk and everything. But I know that many people that are watching this come from every state in the union and every country, almost, every
it's great
country around the world. And Europe is shut down. Many places are shut down. Lou, you're from New York, Jersey, Mayor Bloomberg and Governor Cuomo, and then in California you have
Bloomberg was, I think,
not Bloomberg, de Blasio. Then you have Governor Gavin Newsom, and you have Garcetti, I think, is the mayor in LA, and it's just been really, really tough there. And every city and state does it a little different. And here in Florida, for the most part, everything's gone back to normal. Just be careful, wear a mask, and so I know that many people are maybe even more than us that have been on stricter lockdown. Just can't wait for the world to start getting back to normal and to be welcomed with this 15th annual Marketers Cruise.
15 years.
Amen. Phyllis and I just escaped the cold and the COVID of northern New Jersey.
Why don't you fold this down just a little bit? Turn it sideways. That way you can pull your chair up.
The mic.
And talk right into that.
Okay.
Can you tighten this? Sorry about that, folks. 1 second. There
you go. Okay. Okay. I started out in this business with the mic being pulled away from me. Now, 15 years later, we've got the world famous Mike Filsaime putting the mic closer to my mouth. What are you thinking?
That's what she said. All right. Couldn't help myself.
But no, I have to tell you, guys, we are here in sunny, beautiful Southern Florida. We got a little place in Boynton Beach. We're here at Grouplex Studios. It's fantastic here in Boca Raton. And it really is paradise. It really is paradise.
It really is. I was just up in Palm Beach at the Breakers Hotel. I don't know if you've been there. 5-star hotel. Was quite impressed. And just last week was in Key West. And so I'm new to South Florida. So, our friends Glenn is moving to Brickell. Glenn and Steph are moving to Brickell in Miami. We were at the Fountain Blue, and then there's Boca, there's Delray Beach, there's Palm Beach, there's
Deerfield,
Deerfield Beach. It's just awesome. So Lou, it blows me away that today we would have been, where were we supposed to be setting sail from this year in January?
So last year, and it's in the slides, but we'll get to the slides. Last year we were at Margaritaville in Hollywood Beach, and this year we were going to be in Cocoa Beach, where we hope to be this coming November for GrooveCon preceding.
For where? Fort Lauderdale? So what city?
No, Port Canaveral, Orlando.
So flying to Orlando and go to Port Canaveral.
So right. So we were today, this afternoon, supposed to be at our host hotel in Cocoa Beach, flying into Orlando and going down to Cocoa Beach. We would have perhaps had GrooveCon that we talked about.
In fact, no.
Right.
GrooveCon would have been yesterday. So everybody would have flown in
2 days
on
ago.
Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday would have been GrooveCon, and we would set sail tomorrow. So today would have been the second day of GrooveCon.
Would have been the second day of GrooveCon and the welcome party for the cruise.
And the welcome party.
Then we set sail tomorrow. And we're getting all sorts of questions in, by the way, for people are so excited. You know, how many of you are excited, even though it's 9 months away, you know that 9 months will fly by in the blink of an eye, to get together with all of us. How many groupsters do we have with us?
Keep going. I'm going to
today?
talk to Mike.
And we've got Mike. We've got polls on Zoom, and we've got the PowerPoint. So basically, it's, you know, something wonderful and weird happened, and that is 350 of you voted with their wallets while still on last year's cruise to come back. And almost everyone, when we switched out to November, almost like 98%, almost unanimously said, yes, keep us in. If we have to wait another 9 months, so be it. Let's all safely sail in good health and good cheer at the end of the year. Another rhyme, just invented. So on top of that, we rebooted the Marketers Cruise website, and Mike and I moved it over to Groove Pages, which is a wonderful platform, isn't it? And the whole Groove world. And we got another 60 people from the Groove universe to come and join Marketers Cruise. So we're up over 400.
Oh, was that from a post?
From a Facebook post. Wow. And that's because you have a public group there. It's a very, very good idea.
Interesting what happens when you open a group to the public, how many people can learn about the cruise.
We should talk about that. Okay, but anyway.
I told you it would come. We are going to talk about it. We will.
Wait. So 60 new Groovesters. By the way, for those of you from other leaders that have been invited by other leaders that have no idea what Groove Digital is, Michael will talk a little bit about that. But we have 60 Groovesters that came from one post on Facebook and Groove Digital back at the end of October. So now we're up over 400. And over 400 Marketers Cruise friends that come on the cruise and then become family. An interesting thing happens is people saying, oh, you must be getting hit hard with cancellations because of the COVID and everything. And, you know, we've had maybe two or three cancellations.
Yeah, I haven't even spoken to you about that. That's news to me. Yeah. I would have thought that it would have been at least 10%. With everything. But
in the travel and cruise industry, it's more like 35%. If you don't have an affinity group of like-minded souls that share similar goals. Is somebody counting my rhymes? Yeah, this is amazing because we have the most wonderful. I always say that we have the world's top marketers, but we have some of the most wonderful people on the planet that are so into sharing and relationship building and JVs and networking and everything. And I can't wait for the biggest and best cruise and GrooveCon preceding.
So let's talk about that just so people know why that was going to be happening this year and what's going to be happening now for November. So what we've decided to do is we're going to be doing our GrooveCons every single year, 2 days before the Marketers Cruise. Mm-hmm. So if we set sail on a Sunday, the Marketers Cruise will be on a Friday. The GrooveCon will be on Friday and Saturday. Now, next year in November, later this year, we're setting sail on a Saturday. So GrooveCon, you can book the dates right now. GrooveCon is going to be on Thursday and Friday. Mm-hmm. It's optional if you want to come. It's free for anybody that books the Marketers Cruise, and it's also free to any pro member of GrooveFunnels. It's not free to the free members. So optional. You can fly in on Wednesday into Orlando and
or Tuesday night.
Yeah, or Tuesday night and stay at the hotel. We're going to be stretching those days out, and so we're going to have the group leaders and some other experts that are going to be cruising at GrooveCon that are going to be speaking. It's going to be an awesome event, and then. One of the reasons why we're doing that, Lou, as you know, because we've designed this, is that being that, we have, I don't even know, 35,000, I don't know what it is, pro members of Groove, they all get a first come, first serve ticket. Plus we have all the people from the Marketers Cruise. So we're going to do our event there. And what we're hoping is that half the people are going, this is so great, eating dinner. I'm so excited about going on the cruise on Saturday, and my family's here, and I have this new bikini I want to wear, and whatever that might be. And somebody go, what is this cruise I keep hearing everybody talking about? Oh, you don't know about the Marketers Cruise. And we believe two things are going to happen. People are either going to be like, Is it too late for me? Yeah, probably it's too late for me to come. And then they're going to probably book for the following year, or at least learn about it. It's going to be great exposure. They're going to have that fear of missing out. All of you are getting all the information now. Many of you are coming, and others are going to have the opportunity to learn about it today. But pretty much everybody here is already cruised already, right?
Well, the majority of you are, and by the way, I see everybody with their hats on and their colorful backgrounds. It's fantastic. The Zoom room only holds 100 people for this broadcast. So if anyone's messaging you that they're shut out, you can Facebook.
You can email Captain Lou to upgrade to Zoom. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been a rough year, Mike. It's been a rough year. You know, it's an extra $50 a month.
GrooveStream. Yeah, we could have used GrooveStream. We could have reached everybody right into the Facebook group, but you didn't want to.
I know. Because Mike believes that I don't want more business and I don't want more revenue.
No,
I just
StreamYard. I'm kidding. StreamYard.
StreamYard, right? Okay. Okay. So I just want to let you guys know this is being simulcast streamed live in all of our Facebook groups, on the private group, also at facebook.com/Marketers Cruise. If you want to get into the live stream, that's facebook.com/Marketers Cruise. And everyone stick around because what we're going to do after our State of the Marketers Cruise Union address coming up shortly is we're going to take this from a monologue to a dialogue. I'm going to ask you guys to come and participate and contribute fully to one of our most popular and favorite sessions of the Marketers Cruise. Some of you, many of you know what we're talking about. Some of you don't. And what is that, Tom?
Cool tools and resources.
Cool tools, hot links, and profitable resources. So we're going to have that. We're going to get everybody on camera. So if you have a cool tool, a hot link, or a profitable resource that's not your own business, right?
Yeah,
right. Then we invite you to come on camera after we finish our State of the Marketers Cruise Union address. How does that sound, Tom?
Perfect. And just to touch on the amount of people that not only didn't cancel, but are super excited to be going with us in November. This is like a family reunion to me and everyone else. I mean, every year, for those who have been for multiple years, it's like a family reunion where you get together with the people you may not have seen until the last cruise. And then every once in a while, with live events happening, you'll see them occasionally around the world. But I see it as a family reunion. I know many of you feel the same way. So I'm super pumped for the next family reunion coming up in just a few months.
You know, we started as my business, Special Events at Sea, and I produce group cruises, or at least did until last March, you know, all around the world for many different companies, organizations. The best and biggest, of course, being the Marketers Cruise. And we started out with clients that turned into friends. So we became the Marketers Cruise friends. And then over time, friends become family. And so I'm seeing so many people here in the Hollywood Squares, the Brady Bunches, or whatever you want to call this Zoom format, as family that have come back time and time again. And with that, I think what we should do is, so hello to everybody and all the different groups out there that we're simulcasting to. I think we're simulcasting to our public group, to our private friends group. Can I get any closer to the mic?
Yeah, it'll be better for them.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my goodness. I'm eating the mic.
You'll hear it back on the Facebook stream later, and you'll see the difference between that and this.
I'm the one who's always telling people. What do I tell people when they go up for their 30-second intros?
Eat the mic.
Yeah, it's a dynamic mic, so it's not like the Blue Yeti. Like as you start to step away, they can't hear a word I'm saying.
So it's not omnidirectional; it's unidirectional.
It's dynamic. So it's a little different, like omnidirectional or cardioid. A shotgun microphone is cardioid,
right?
But you could be 30 feet away from a shotgun microphone pointing, and if I pointed it to your face 30 feet away, it would get you. But if I pointed it here, it wouldn't. So a dynamic mic, you just need to be.
So we should get different microphones.
Anyway, so did you want to jump into the slides?
Yes, let's jump into the slides and the State of the Marketers Cruise Union. Are we doing a desktop share?
No, he's just going to turn our camera into my laptop. So
don't you love the magic of modern technology in the Groove age?
And I'll drive the slides for you.
Awesome. We also have some polls. Mike, Engineer Mike, if you could check on Zoom, we do have some polls. I've never really run polls through Zoom before, usually using different platforms. So we want to ask some people some questions.
We'll do the slides first or the polls first?
Why don't we do the slides first, since we've got that queued up? I'm sorry?
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see if we can get to the slides. And again, everybody, hang in there with us. Tell your friends to join us. It is open to the public. So anyone that you know that deserves to go and join us on the Marketers Cruise, they can tune in at facebook.com/Marketers Cruise, and they'll see the live stream. So, okay.
Our slides are live. So I'll skip to the next slide there. That's us, obviously, in height order, from left to right. And
In height order. Now, can you guess what cruise this was? What year this was? I don't have all of them. We just have a few.
well, I can tell you if I'm not in the picture, I can probably tell you which one that is.
Sometimes you make it to the group picture, Mike.
Yeah, so I don't think I made that one, or did I?
Look in the back.
There you're in the back.
Right?
There I am. I'm right in front of you. I can tell by my sunglasses.
I don't remember what year.
So I would say that would be, I made it in 2019, in 2020. I missed 2019 and 2018, so I'm going to pick 2017.
That was 2010.
Oh,
10.
geez.
10.
Wow.
2010. Let's see the next one.
Yeah, I could tell I had a lot more hair. Yeah. All right.
And this says it on it, so we don't have to guess.
I'm going to guess 2011. That's my
What's
final
everyone's
answer.
guess on this one? What year? What do you
Final
think?
answer.
I think Lou put up the fake number here.
Yeah,
Let's see if we
right.
can-
And I'm trying to remember who was it that jumped into the hot tub for the photo? Dustin, someone?
Was that Dustin Struckman?
Was that Dustin?
Oh, I
Struckman?
remember
That was
that
a good
year.
one. Yeah, that
I
was
remember
good.
that year. So we went on a banana boat ride from I think it was in Jamaica, to be honest, or maybe one of the Saint Islands. But so we rented a banana boat where like 5 people get on and you get towed by like a boat. And Dustin was jumping up and down on that thing like so much and pushing it and making the girls completely fall off. And I remember I wasn't happy with that. Yeah, was not happy at all. The girls were like panicking that they were getting kicked off the boat. That's what happens on the Marketers Cruise. The next one?
But that's pretty cool, right? And there we are up front in the tie-dye. The tie-dye shirts go to the group leaders to bring us 10 cabins and more. We'll talk about okay. Next one.
So you can tell. I know it's not easy, but like I can see there like how Donna looks, Lou, how you look there. My hair just so dark. That is the year that the photo that is very popular on the internet. I mean, the white shirt was taken on that cruise there.
10 years go by in the blink of an eye, folks. Is that amazing? Now we jumped ahead. Can anyone guess what year this is?
Wild guess. Yeah.
All right, 2017. I remember.
Where was this? Where do we leave from? Why are we wearing those colors?
New Orleans.
Bingo. Right.
Yeah. So that was so interestingly enough, we could talk about like what happens to people when they come on the Marketers Cruise. So Glenn Ledwell and Stephanie Sickinger are going to be another set of people that met on the cruise.
They met on the cruise?
They met on the cruise. It's a little interesting, but it's not quite one of those other stories.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephanie came as Eric Berman's girlfriend. They were dating, and they were dating for about 2 months, and they broke up a month later. And then about a year later, Glenn and Stephanie connected, and they've been together for years now. And she's works in his company, Flight Club and Mind Movies. And Stephanie and Glenn are now engaged, and they're getting married. And so yet another bunch of people that,
Right.
that
The
and
love
so
boat.
what happened was they hit it off on the flight from San Diego to New Orleans because they happened to get to sit next to each other, and Eric was doing networking, talking to somebody else, and Glenn and Steph got
But
to know
Eric
each
was
other.
on the same flight.
Oh yeah, well Eric took Stephanie on the cruise,
Oh, and that's where Glenn met.
and
Stephanie.
Glenn and Steph just happened to be sitting next to each other.
Hold on. I thought you were going to tell me that on the cruise, Glenn stole Stephanie
No,
away from
no, I said
Eric.
it's not one of those
We've
stories.
had- we've
That's
had-
why I said it's not one of those stories.
We've had that.
Well,
But we don't
Right,
talk
right,
about
yeah,
that.
right.
yeah, that wasn't right.
Edit that.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Anyway, we're on microphone.
Oh, yeah. Are we live? I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so that they were in New Orleans, and I remember they left 2 days before me because they were like, "Are you crazy? You don't like New Orleans?" And I didn't want to go to the city, and everybody was talking about what a blast
Bourbon Street.
they had. Just go all over New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
They were saying it was incredible. So I remember that cruise very well. Just a little bit of history. Today's what the 29th. Yeah.
January
So
29th.
4 days ago, I celebrated my anniversary, which is 012515. So I got married on January 25th
Mm-hmm.
of 2015 on the Marketers Cruise. So 2 years before this, Michelle and I got married on the Marketers Cruise with all the Marketers Cruise
Right.
guests.
Not only did they get married on the Marketers Cruise, the proposal when you got down on one knee.
That happened in January of 2014, which was
prior.
exactly 7 years ago today. We got engaged. We just watched those videos again, and then we got married in 2015. Nice. This video was 2017. Moving on. All right, so this is the next year, 2018. And as I said, I remember missing some of these. You really have to get up there on time. And if you end up on the wrong side of the ship, the photos get taken. So let's see, 2018, 18, 19, 20. So that was 3 cruises ago. If I can remember, we do a lot in, so we would have done Turks and Caicos there. Not Turks and Caicos, Grand Turk.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. They blur. I can't even tell you where we're going this year.
It's Blur's Day, you know.
It's Blur's Day. That's a good one. Lou, you've always got the funniest ones, is there? Let's see what's next. All right. This one here, is that 2019?
That was 2019. And look at this. Wow, that's some fabulous picture, right? And there's the lady in red, right?
That's one of the best. I don't know. They all have their own charm and character, and that's subjective. But I kind of like how everybody came in blue there, and then Lou, you had the the Where's Waldo shirt so that we could find you in the crowd. So that's awesome. Okay, and is that Mike Stewart there with the big smile on his face right there, Lou?
That might be.
Yeah. Wow.
That
All
might
right.
be.
And then
this was last year.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
there you go. There I am. There you can see the gray hair, the poly walnuts on the sides there. There's Matt Serralta. There's you, Lou, and Phyllis. And yeah, awesome.
The Marketers Cruise over the last 14 years, because we're still awaiting our 15th annual, has hosted more than 2,000 great marketers from 17 countries around the world. And if you see a lot of the same faces in some of these group pictures, is because people come back over and over again, as we know. So
Yeah.
fantastic. So today, our infamous. This is the picture of last year, the pre-cruise hotel that we used in Hollywood Beach,
Which was at Margaritaville.
Margaritaville, right?
Which is really nice. Almost every little thing that we had there, the pre-cruise party, the hotel itself, the beach, being on the water.
Mike,
really
can you
nice.
just get a little closer to the mic?
You just couldn't wait to say it.
I couldn't.
Why don't you wait until I'm not near the mic to say it? All right, go on.
I needed my opening. So we had the big pre-cruise networking party that would be live right now. It wouldn't have been at Margaritaville, but it would have been in Cocoa Beach at either the Hilton or the Marriott. And I love all of this. I'm so happy to be here in South Florida with you guys, my dear friends for so many years. But nothing beats pressing the flag, high-fiving, and hugging in person. In fact, I wish I brought it with me. I bought a fuchsia free hugs T-shirt for next year's cruise.
So let me ask this: with GrooveCon being the night before, is the pre-cruise party going to be basically at the end of GrooveCon? So we're going to do GrooveCon. It'll end at 5:00,
right?
And then we're going to have a beautiful party.
Maybe we'll an hour to freshen up and change, and then we'll. Right.
Yeah, but
right.
it'll basically be what I think is good is we'll do a pre-cruise party, and there'll probably be some of the GrooveCon members there. It'll just be a big bash, and they'll get to learn and have FOMO about not being able to go on, and maybe buy a ticket for the following year. So that way, if people don't want to come to GrooveCon, right? People have some businesses. I'm sure many of the people are going to be like, no, flying in on Thursday night or Friday morning is going to be fine for me. And then they'll do the pre-cruise party, and then we'll set sail on Saturday.
And conversely, like you said, the people, the groupsters that don't want to miss a moment of anything, can come in on Tuesday night or on Wednesday, and we'll do the whole GrooveCon thing for those 2 days.
What's the purpose of the pre-cruise party?
The purpose, well, we started out, that's a great question. We started out years ago with just a one night. We started out with no hotel, and then people try to scramble to find each other on the cruise and get. It takes like the whole first day to just get oriented with the cruise ship and all the rooms and where you go.
Wait for your luggage. Sometimes you're at the cocktail party still, in your travel clothes, and the first day, a lot of people have some jet lag, so letting them come in a day before even helps eliminate some of the jet lag. We learned that over the years.
Donna used to say, the first day is the worst day. And it really is. So we started telling people, come in the night before, chill out, relax.
We highly recommend coming in the night
You don't
before.
want to fly on the day of the cruise.
Well, because when do we fly? In January. What's always happening in your connection flight when you're coming from Europe? You have to travel
Blizzard,
into
snow,
New York or through
snowstorm.
Detroit, and sometimes you're in Southwest and you're coming to Orlando, but they fly you through Chicago where there's a blizzard in the middle of January, and they're calling Lou. What's going on? And Lou jokes and says, "Let me see if I can have the captain hold the ship for you." For not going to happen. So always fly in the night before.
We had somebody from London call me, reach out to me, message me on my cell or something at like noon, saying, "I'm at the airport now. I've got tickets on the Marketers Cruise, but I never got my flights. And can you? Am I going to be able to make it? Can you hold the ship?" They actually have asked me. They're in London. They're at Heathrow, and they're just trying to buy their tickets now. And we're leaving in like 2 hours. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work
so
out.
definitely get your flight. Now, look, if you're going to be coming in and you have a flight that's going, from a warm city, like Las Vegas, or I don't even know. I just think it's better getting there earlier. But if you're if you can definitely avoid the snowstorms, likely you're going to be okay. But still, you're tempting fate, I think.
So we started doing the pre-night cruise at a host hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And people would say, "Why can't I book 2 or 3 nights before? Because we want to enjoy sunny South Florida and kind of network with people around before we get on the cruise." Because we've always agreed, all of us, that the cruise being the work and play, 30% work, 70% play, is our marketers and entrepreneurs' vacation. So why not just chill out, get a good start? And people asked us to make the hotel for 2 and 3 nights pre. I think that's when this past year you said, "Why don't we do GrooveCon?"
Exactly. So we were having so much success with the pre-cruise party that Lou started doing it instead of a day early, 2 days early, 3 days early, and that started saying, you know what? It's not just going to be the Orlando Marriott courtyard. Mm-hmm. We're going to start getting some nice destination hotels. Sometimes you gave them a choice. We think it's probably better to do one to keep everybody together. So we're starting to get destination resorts like Margaritaville, and this year it's going to be where in Orlando?
Well, we have a choice of 2 hotels, either the Marriott or the Hilton.
Yet.
So and we'll talk about that, about logistics and when to make your flights and when to book the hotel and what's going on and how the COVID thing plays in with all of this and in terms of my role and my team. But we'll talk about that in the slides. But basically, we'll work it all out, and as the months go on, we'll let everybody know.
And the thing is, we have so much time with this. It's almost like we would only be setting sail tomorrow, and you wouldn't be finding out about cruising until
the spring anyway.
No, like day 5 of the ship where we were going.
Oh, that's
next,
true.
right?
That's true.
Exactly.
So now they've got a heads up.
Yeah, so we got plenty of time. I'm over here now. Plenty of time to talk to you about all those fine details. So
let's see. We have a multicam working right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we've it's complex. He has to manually do it with a dial instead of the buttons, but we're good. So we're going to go back to the slides now, Mike. And so Lou, you want to give us some updates from Captain Lou?
Okay, so there I am, and there is an elephant in the room, and I made that elephant pink. You like my pink elephant?
Okay, the pink elephant in the room.
Does everybody out there watching like my pink elephant? What do you think?
Good pink.
Anybody want to guess?
Yeah, they all put a 1 in the chat.
Did they? Is that also 1999?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me speak into the mic.
Let me speak into the mic. Okay. Now, so
all right. What's the pink the big pink elephant in the room?
So what do you think is the elephant in the room, Tom?
I have no idea.
Well, it's what everyone's asking me.
COVID.
Right. And will be safe? Will we be able to go? Blah, blah, blah. So I have like my top 10 questions, which we'll do one at a time. Because I know that's what's on everyone's mind. And that is the first, when will ships start safely sailing again?
An industry question, and it also affects you.
Yeah.
But maybe some people are just curious about the entire industry. I know you have not just the Marketers Cruise. This is your flagship that we partner with together on this. But you had to cancel a lot of different people. And while you were over there setting up with Mike, you had said we could do April, July, or November. And I was telling Tom about the logistics of that and our feelings that April would be a little bit tough for the Marketers Cruise because we weren't sure that the vaccine could be distributed through then. So what is the cruise industry doing now? If we can just talk about that for like 90 seconds.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a long journey the last 10 months. when we thought this would be over in maybe 2 or 3 months, and it kept lingering, going on. And personally, for my business, Special Events at Sea, where we produce between 6 and 8 group events between 50 and 500 people every year, we had to cancel our April group, our May group, we had a June group, and summer groups. But when I say cancel, again, like 85% of those people just said, reschedule us for a time that we can go. We put everyone into
Tom, can you take that laptop, just move it off.
one of the, I actually have a group with 150 people coming up on June 6th out of New York to Bermuda on a,
Let's get it out of the shot because we have cameras.
and we don't know if that's going to go. And I hope they are, because people have been waiting, more than a year to go. So we're talking about some of my other group cruises, and the entire travel industry has been decimated, especially the cruise industry. A lot of travel agents have gone out of business, but I'm an event producer and do more than just travel. I do group special events on cruise ships, and we have such strong support from groups like this that we're able to stay afloat and treading water. And I will say that it was very, very interesting about some of our Marketers Cruise friends. Some have been telling me that they've had their best year ever as people are home and tuning into webinars and trainings and buying online. You've had your best year ever because of the pandemic. Am I right?
Many online marketers, of course, there's different logistics and different things. So certainly wasn't unique to our company. It's almost everybody I know in our masterminds adapted. And then unfortunately for the cruise business, but you can call that, an event-based business. The people that we know in the event-based business, people like Joel Bauer, my friend Kane Meninkas, and all the people, Alex Jeffries, everybody that was there, Iman basically had more success doing virtual events than what he was doing, bringing people to the workshops. And I started recommending him to people like Alex Jeffries. Alex called me, I remember I was doing my morning walk, and Alex called me, brother, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I had all this, and like overnight, my business is over, out overnight. And I told him, hey, all I know is I just got off the phone with Iman, and his business is so good, he needed a merchant account from us like yesterday. So we had to get him a merchant account. I happen to know he did really, really well. So I introduced him to Iman. He hired Iman. He's probably on with us here for consulting. And Alex basically told me that like he made more money in his virtual event. So a lot of people that had to pivot found ways to make it work. Unfortunately, with the cruise, we couldn't do a virtual cruise.
You could do a Zoom in the bathtub. I don't know if you ever tried.
Can everyone just move over to to a bubble bath right now? I'll have a Zoom bubble bath.
So Lou has a Patreon. No, I'm just kidding.
But I was just talking to Iman the other day, and he was actually telling me this story about pivoting and from mainly live events, and all my live events are on cruise ships.
Hey, so let me ask a question. So here's what I'm going to do. And I don't know what this session was supposed to be or anything like this, but if we were to do something along the lines of putting together a $249 3-day workshop, it wouldn't have to be full length because we would keep it to the way we do the sessions. Maybe we would do like a 10-to-1 on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we did that with the cool tools, the resources, all those different things. We do that maybe in February,
which we're going to do a little bit of later.
Yeah, and maybe bring some guest speakers in and different things like that. This is something that I spoke with Lou about. That look, Lou and I, we talk, we do things different. I have different approaches. I'm from the Dan Kennedy School. When you make a connection, you make an offer. You send an email, you make an offer, right? So I think it would be a good thing to help support, quote unquote, the Marketers Cruise, but especially Lou. If you heard the joke, I said, Lou, you could have had, we could have upgraded to Zoom, have more than 100 people. He said, hey, it's been a rough year. Literally his entire business, zero income for the year.
We went from 100 miles per hour, me working 12 to 14-hour days, flying around the country, around the world, running group events on cruise ships. We went from my biggest year or years ever to zero,
right,
to a complete devastation. with zero revenue coming in and only money going out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there has been no plan B because we figured that
Zero
this would
revenue.
only last 3 or 4 months, and
Yeah.
we'll be back. And
Cruise ships are
a
parked.
long 9 months.
Yeah.
A long 9 months.
Right.
Yeah.
this has been, it's
Yeah.
been horrific.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to have a pity party here, but
No, but look, we can do something, in my opinion, to provide value, something that's an extraordinary value, and bring some good experts and do something like that. And the beautiful thing is, it's optional, and maybe we can do something. And look, I know how these things work with our reach. And here's the thing: I can maybe even invite all the people from my list to do that, and then they could learn about the Marketers Cruise. So that's something we're going to talk about because.
Mr. Engineer, can we take a poll how the viewers are feeling about that right now?
They all just said yes.
They all just say
because
yes.
They love you,
Thumbs
Captain.
up.
They love you, Captain.
They
Lou.
love Mike Filsaime
and
Tom
they
Beal.
know they can only imagine, as you said,
just-
so many travel agencies went out of business. How
Like you said,
difficult
there's
it was.
many of us were able to pivot. Like some of us came from 100 miles an hour to a dead stop, but we're like, okay, now what and where can I go? And you mentioned Alex Jeffries, one great example. Iman, great example of pivoting. Lou's like literally sells his groups by traveling around speaking at other live events. Live events,
all about
pretty
live
much
events.
So that's
tuned to his
why.
style. Right.
That's why there needs to be a pivot.
Yep.
A pivot. The people come to the Marketers Cruise for providing, to get value, and it's our job to provide
Right.
provide value,
Yep.
and give so much value in exchange for what they're paying. Like over deliver. That's all. All right.
Well,
So-
to answer that
so answer this question. When
and
do-
by the way, with these 10 questions, we may go to 5 hours just on that slide. But no, don't worry, folks. I'm kidding.
Don't worry, Mike. We only have 2 slides.
Don't worry. We all, two slides. Each is 2 hours long. Usually, you guys know me. I've got like 58 or 100 slides. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
shame on me. I said, what are we going to talk about for 3 hours?
We'll have no problem. But
Hi,
we're going to
Lou.
get everybody. We'll get everybody in. Okay, so when will ships start sailing safely again? Right now, let me tell you behind the scenes the talks that I'm privy to with insiders in the cruise industry is that the goal in the next few months is to start soft sailing called non-rev cruises, which are test cruises for staff and crew going out late spring, early this summer to make sure they can sail safely. Now, what are they going to do to make sure that
What
happens?
month is that going to be?
Sometime at the end of spring or early summer.
Oh, so when
cruise.
when they reopened up and you gave me the choice even for April, that wasn't even,
No, I give you the choice for May, and
that's not even happening.
No, we all thought that May could be
it's too
viable.
dangerous. Yeah,
it's too dangerous.
But yeah, I just thought that.
Right. And look, at that point when we were talking, the vaccine wasn't out yet. Now there'll be 3 different types of vaccines. Now it's about getting the vaccines consumed, right? And the efficacy rate. And it's about some people are anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
Who knows? Okay. But
he thinks out loud so much.
I do. But and I'm not promoting one way or the other. I'm just
You're
saying,
thinking out loud. Keep going.
I'm thinking-
when are we
thinking out
sailing again?
So here's the deal. Ships are going to start short cruises and test cruises before they bring on passengers. And I want to, and it'll be the summer. And people are asking me, are we going to be the first? Are we like the guinea pigs? Are we going to be the beta testers on this cruise in November? And the answer is no. Although an interesting thing. Yeah. So
I have a question though. Like, well, I wonder what everybody's thinking. So here's my advice. Unless you have the antibodies or you've been vaccinated, again, not telling anybody what to do, but then other than that, it's come at your own risk, and it's going to be up to the cruise ship's policies. We have no idea if they're going to want to see that you've been vaccinated, or you can prove that you have the antibodies.
or you have had a COVID test,
Yeah.
which is the current standard that they're doing in Europe as cruises have started to open in Europe. You basically need a COVID test, not a vaccine.
Yeah.
So we don't know the answers to all of this, but we do know that the cruise industry, they don't want to risk the publicity.
One ship can take the entire industry down.
Right.
One ship, yeah.
Right. So one of the CEOs of a cruise line that we're not traveling on said that the industry's goal is for it to be, when you go cruising again, is for it to be safer than shopping at your local supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to create a bubble where everyone is a known entity that's gotten on the ship that's not infected, that's not a risk of spread.
Fight Island.
Yeah,
UFC.
look. This is just PR because
You don't
And-
think
and
that'll come to fruition?
No, it won't come to fruition because they're not testing you in the supermarket. So I understand that. But you explain to me how that's going to happen when you have excursions and you let everybody off the ship.
I will.
Okay.
Because they've already tested this in Europe and so successfully, is that you must go when you get off the ship on the island excursions with a guide from the ship to specific, and everyone's got to stay together and not interact with. I don't know how. Mike's not buying into this.
I'm not buying into it because one of the things that we all have to understand is this is COVID. It has a mind of its own. So
At the moment,
the best thing to do is, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to hurt the marketers' cruise business or anything like that, is one of three things. You've either had it and you have the antibodies, you have the vaccine, or you're going to come at your own risk because you're 24 years old and you're healthy and you're fit and you're not overweight and all those different things. And you come and you play along those different rules. But I would definitely say that if you're not in the best of shape and you're 72 years old, we have all types on there. I had my high blood pressure issues and things like that.
I've got asthma.
And you don't have the antibodies, and you don't want to get the vaccine. I think again, come at your own risk. Right. But you put.
I'm hoping
but we're talking about November. We're not talking about May.
This is the conversation. This is a different conversation that Mike and I were having 8 or 9 months ago when we were all freaking out about.
It's going to be a non-issue in. This is how I look at it. It's going to be a non-issue in November because you'll either have the antibodies or you gotten a vaccine, and if not, then you're going to play with Carnival's rules, and they're going to tell you, okay, we're going to make you take a COVID test and a swab and play along with all those, those different rules.
Now, the interesting thing, I said that probably there'll be hundreds of thousands of people cruising before we go.
We're not the guinea
sailing.
pigs.
So we're not the guinea pigs. So there will be sailings with thousands of people coming back before us. I want to just allay people's fears that I wouldn't put myself or my family, Phyllis, or our dear friends here at risk. And so we're hoping things get a lot better in the next few months. The ships are retrofitting with HEPA filtration systems, throughout their indoor spaces, and doing all sorts of things for hygiene and sterilization, sanitation, investing millions of dollars for our safety. And it was probably overdue anyway because some people would get a little ill on ships.
The industry had that microscope on them.
Lou, how'd you get here? Did you fly or you drove?
I drove.
Okay. Have you been on a plane?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Like the plane industry had to deal with this. They clean the plane. They give you a little thing to wipe down and everything like that. The cruise ship is going to be going into an era that will probably never change. You had the little things to wash your hands it's going to be more all over the ship. They'll have people checking temperatures, going in from one room to another. Everything is going to be fine. I think for, and again, I can't talk for everybody. I've spoken to people about the vaccine, and I said I'm going to be the first to get it when it's offered to me. And I know that's not everybody, and other people that don't want to get it, they're like, I'm very healthy, I'm not worried about it, and all that different type of stuff, and they'll play along with Carnival's rules. But that's going to be November. And let's move on.
Now, our particular ship, I agree, Mike. Our particular ship, the Magic. The interesting thing with the Magic, it's an 8-day sailing, and CDC is forbidding anything longer than 7 days through October. But we're November 6th, and luckily we took November because who knows what they would have done with our itinerary. Somebody made a good call.
Fortuitous.
Somebody made a fortuitous call. And our ship in the early fall is going in for $1 million retrofit, a facelift, even though it's maybe like 10 years old. It's a beautiful ship. It's the ship. It's the Magic, right? Carnival Magic. And it's going into the shipyards in Fincantieri in Italy, wherever, to get upgraded. And the first sailing, if all goes well, after 20 months of being sidelined, of our ship will be us on the marketers.
Well, did we pick it or did we pick it?
We picked it. Yeah. It's magic.
Right.
It's magical.
It's magic.
So on the slides here, I put up all the bullets because I noticed we did when will ships be
protocols being put in place. We
did the COVID test and vaccines.
We talked about that.
We spoke about that. Will we be the first to cruise? Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. Will I don't know what R/T international
round
travel.
Trip. Will round trip international travel be allowed? Because I just spoke to some of our friends in New Zealand, Australia, and even just across the border in Canada. And right now, Canadians, can't fly. They can fly, but they can't drive, right?
Oh, I don't know. And again, this is going to be November. It's going to be Biden's policies, and whatever it's going to be, it's going to be, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
Right.
I know I sound like I'm fluffing off of these things. If this was October, we'd be talking about here's what you're going to need to do if this doesn't work. Right. It's November, so all we can do at this point is speculate. But I'm here to tell you, everything's going to be all right.
You hear this?
We have so much time between now and November that the airlines, to get into different countries, this is going to open up trade. It's going to open up the economy. All the airlines want to get back to work. So if at worst case scenario is they might want you to prove that you have the antibodies from a doctor, or you can show that you've been vaccinated. I know that's control, and that's a whole nother issue about, that's restricting my freedoms. But I'm saying we're talking about round trip international travel. And some countries are going to say, we don't want anybody coming in unless we can see that we're not talking about traveling within your own country. So those things I think are.
So you just heard this from our grand high exalted mystic ruler, the Emir Sultan of all online sales, Mr. Mike Filsaime. And
just think about, like, we just finished the cruise last year. How long ago does that feel like? That feels like years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
This was looking back the longest year.
The longest year ever.
It feels like 2 years ago
we got all this time, which is similarly in these uncertain times that
we have
that
exactly, as long as it felt from being on that last cruise is what that's how much time we have to sort all
this out.
And everything's moving in the right direction.
And thank you everyone for hanging in there with us as part of the MCruise family. And on this broadcast, we have a lot more. And don't forget, we're going to do the cool tools and resources. We want to make it interactive and see what you guys are saying and what it look like and all your beautiful shiny happy
we're going
faces.
to open up the grid.
But now
when can we book flights and pre-cruise hotel? Well, we haven't. So let's talk about that, right? Okay. Obviously, the sooner you book the flight, the more money you make, but that's usually within 4 months. Like, I don't think you need to do that 11 months out.
Flights are super cheap right now.
We're going to start contacting you about that. And we haven't picked a hotel.
No. Right.
So we're probably going to be talking about that tonight and over the next week. And
absolutely. And in the next few months, as we go on into spring, again, like Mike says, we're, 9 months, more than 9 months out. Right. So these are things that aren't normally done this far out anyway, even though it seems like forever since our last cruise. So don't worry. We will give you the go ahead for booking flights and everything involved with that. We will choose a pre-cruise host hotel in Cocoa Beach and give you the logistics for GrooveCon and so forth. And the next up on the screen, Mike, is what about GrooveCon? I think we even covered a little bit about that as well, right?
Yeah, I jumped ahead without knowing the slides there. Just to slow that back down. Again, GrooveCon was done in 2018. 2019. GrooveCon was done in May of 2019.
I was there.
And it was going to be done in May of 2020, but COVID. And we then decided that we're going to piggyback GrooveCon and the Marketers Cruise. So more information on that soon. We have 11 months to plan it, so we don't talk about it much in the company, who's going to speak and all that stuff. But it's going to be an exciting event. Probably, Lou, 800 people to 1,000 people will be at that event. So
that would be wonderful.
You can imagine that there's going to be people. And I say it's not like, we let everybody know, but not everybody knows. But you could imagine that people are going to be like, oh, no, I don't need to go on the Marketers Cruise. And then all of a sudden they're just going to be there. And they're going to be, so you're going and you're going, what did I do?
But it'll be sold out of that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even look at the website. I didn't. And then they're just going to, the feeling that they're not going to be able to go away with all those people is going to make them be part of the family.
So on the subject of GrooveCon, I just want to personally say that I've watched the growth. I've known Mike and Tom for a gazillion years, but I've watched the growth of Groove Digital from the sidelines. I'm not in your world, but I am in a way. And I've watched just the trajectory of grand visions that you and the team have had, and all of the softwares and products and trainings and all of the things, the magazine that you're doing now. For those of you who have not been up to speed with Groove Digital, Groove Pages, Groove Funnels, Groove everything, and you don't know what's been going on with Mike and his team. It is freaking unbelievable. It is, if I had a pivot and plan B and all ships sunk to the bottom of the ocean, I'd have to come and work with you here at whether you like it or not.
Thank you for that, Lou. I want, if we can show my screen here, Mike, I want to show you what I just did. I logged into my old Mike Filsaime Gmail account. And I put a search in here for groovecart.com. All right. So take a look at this. Namecheap order summary. Tom, what's significant about this date, July 18th, 2007?
Wow, 2007.
Think about it, 777.
Yeah, the seven-figure
So
code.
I don't know how this worked out like this, and I don't know why this is, but this is the day that we closed on the seven-figure code event.
Yep.
And on that day,
Mhm.
in 2007, I bought the domain name GrooveCart.
No.
Yeah, no, it's right here.
Right. What the heck?
It's right here.
What the heck?
It's right here.
Yeah. It
So
reminds me of when you bought Butterfly Marketing years before you released Butterfly Marketing.
Yeah, what's funny about this is this
Wow.
right here.
Karma. Premonition.
It expired. I lost the domain.
Yep.
I lost the domain, and then I had to go back and rebuy it for like $3,500
from someone who had it.
and we don't even use it.
Right.
We're GrooveCart with a K. The GrooveCart with a C just redirects.
Right.
But the thing is I loved the name Groove
all the way back
since
then.
2007. Tom, you know that date
Right,
is, and why I bought it on the last day of the seven-figure code. I don't know what was going through my head. I was shocked to see this. GrooveCart came because 3-4 years ago, remember when Ricky came on the cruise? He had Slingly, and I told him, what you need for the front end of Slingly is you need a shopping cart. And then I went and I ended up finding that I bought GrooveCart with a K because I lost the GrooveCart with a C. But my memory, when people, if you would have asked me a week ago, come on, Mike, where'd you come up with Groove? I would say, well, before Matt and Tom and Matt and John with GrooveCart, I was talking with Ricky about creating a front end shopping cart. And I bought the name GrooveCart, but that didn't work out with Ricky. So I ended up using with this. No, I found out we're going through our domains and, going through, what do you want to do with pay people online? And I'm like, I publish it for sale, all these beautiful domains that I have. And then when I went in to find something like V-Tribes or something, I ended up seeing GrooveCart. And here's the funny thing. Look at this name right here. Dustin Struckman.
Yeah.
So we were even talking about back in 2007, I think I remember now. I did a deal with Mark Bronstein for V-Tribes, and that was going to be the membership. And then I was doing a deal with Dustin, become partners with him for QuickPay Pro. And now he sold it to our good buddy that lived somewhere around here. Help me out. He was dating Matt Trainor's ex-wife.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay.
B, something with a B.
I know.
He's one of our cruisers. He comes all the time.
Sorry.
Brett Fogel.
Brett Fogel's shopping cart. He bought QuickPay Pro from Dustin. When I was going to partner with Dustin, now that I'm thinking, I'm just realizing it right now, I bought GrooveCart to rebrand that.
No kidding.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, so that's where the Groove, a little tangent there, but hopefully you enjoyed that. So.
But you bought GrooveCart with a K for $3,500?
No, with a C. I bought GrooveCart with a C for $8. I let it expire.
Right.
And then I bought GrooveCart with a K because when I went back, I was like, what happened to my GrooveCart? Oh, somebody else bought it and they want $3,500 for it. Well, they're not doing anything with it. We'll be GrooveCart with a K. And then after we got big, I was like,
we got to buy it.
We have to go buy this thing before somebody else does.
Right.
Before somebody else does. So then we don't even use it.
Like an affiliate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that is,
and that's a fun story to think about. Like all those ideas you may have had years ago and how life unfolds.
Yeah. And it's created a movement, right? So this is, we'll move back onto the cruise, but yeah, Groove, just so you know, we're changing the name of the company from Groove Funnels. We're not going to be Groove Funnels anymore. We're going to be just Groove. GROOVE. That's it.
Nice.
And we're not going to be positioning ourselves against ClickFunnels. That was year one. We've done a great job. We did 26 million in the last 9 months. We're going to become Groove, and we're going to be focused as a CRM. And
do you mind if I ask why and what was the thought that went into this?
Kind of like Apple
sorry,
Computer.
we're going
Apple
away from
Computer.
yours.
Apple Computer just went to Apple, right? It's more than right.
It's like Cher, Gaga, Madonna. It's only Groove. Mike is throwing the engineer a curveball here, but we hope to get him on camera for the whiteboard. And I hope you guys find this interesting because this is
All right, so
how you
Mike's
build
gonna
a
zoom in.
multi-million
We
dollar
keep it perfect
brand.
to these lines and all this top, and then it looks really cool when you don't see any of the borders. But all right, so Groove Funnels. Is my mic on, Mike? All right.
Can everybody hear Mike?
Yeah. So why did we go with groovefunnels.com? Well, just like you put on the slide there, the pink elephant, right? The 800-pound gorilla in our industry was ClickFunnels. So
Right.
in order for us to be relevant, we needed to do what we did in my previous company with Webinar Jam and go after GoToWebinar. We had to, quote unquote, declare the competition and everything like that. Now, a couple of things happened. Number one, it served us well. But this is the wrong name for our company. We are not a funnel builder. We are so much more. Now, one of the companies that I'm really looking into right now is Salesforce. So I want to let you know a couple of things about Salesforce. Number one, they invented SaaS. If you ever wondered why their logo was no software, like I was looking at that, and I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? No software. I didn't even understand. Because they go back to 2008. They started in 2009 with the company, but he was the marketing man, and the man's a marketing genius, Mark Benioff. He was the CMO of Oracle. And Larry Ellison, is that his name? And
Ellison.
so there was this new thing going on about like CRM software. The other company doesn't even exist, and Oracle got out of the business. There's another company, and Oracle wanted to go compete with them. So Oracle now creates their new CD-ROM-based software. And Jill has version 4.73, and Bob has version 4.79, and they're not compatible. But 4.79 has bugs, and so Jill doesn't want to upgrade, but Bob can't use her documents. So he saw this as crazy. So he actually invented the phrase software as a service. There's more to come. This is really exciting. Number two, if you look at Salesforce's logo now, it's kind of like this.
Because everything's in the cloud.
They invented the term the cloud. You got to remember, this is 2008, 2009, when AOL was sending out CD-ROMs. So when you look at their trajectory, in 1999, they did $1 million, right? Now, in 2005, they do 100 million. 2009, they do their first $1 billion. On Wikipedia, it says that as of 2015, they are a $4.5 billion company. An arrogant me was saying, I got to find out how in the world is Salesforce a $4.5 billion a year company. They're ripping off these Fortune 5000 companies, and you look at their page, their website even sucks, and it's just a CRM and all this type of stuff. This is not the truth. They're not a $4.5 billion company anymore. In 2020, they did $20 billion. And what are they known as? A CRM.
Right.
They're a CRM. What does that mean? Customer relationship management software. We're in the business of having a relationship with customers, turning leads into prospects, into buyers, into customers, into raving fans. And you do that with an entire platform and a system. You don't run your business with ClickFunnels. Let's be serious. No matter what Russell wants to tell you, it's a great product, but you don't run your business with just funnels. You need a brand website. You need a blog. You need to be able to email people. You need to be able to have the ability to do webinars. You need to be able to do video hosting. You have to put your members somewhere and things like Kajabi. So when you get ClickFunnels, you have to get 19 other satellites with it, and fine, that's okay. I mean, when you get ActiveCampaign, you need ClickFunnels, when you need all those different things. So shame on us, but that was part of the plan. But we cannot continue with the name GrooveFunnels because people are going to think, well, we're immediately comparing ourselves with ClickFunnels.
And you think, and it's limiting. You're limiting yourself in a bigger vision, right?
Exactly. So a couple of more things about this little history about Salesforce, because this is a great documentary. Just look up Mark Benioff documentary. By the way, it's a 16-minute, 18-minute documentary on on Mark Benioff and Salesforce. So here's the next part of this. It's really interesting. He's credited for more things than you know, but it really came from his mentor and one of his best friends, Steve Jobs. So in 2004, Steve Jobs and him are talking, and he's talking about, you know, how he just can't seem to get any traction against Oracle. They're too big of a company. And Steve Jobs says you need to do three things. And forgive me, I forgot I forgot one of them. So let's just say Steve Jobs gave him the first one. It's a pretty good tip. Steve Jobs says, excuse me, you know, the second thing that you really need to do, you need to go out and you need to get the biggest whale in Silicon Valley, and you need to put them all over your site, and everything needs to be that. This company is using Salesforce. Check, great idea. Number three, Steve says to him, you need to go out and you need to create something called an SDK, a software developer kit. And the guy, Mark Benioff, in the video that I saw, he says, what is that, Steve? And Steve says, I don't know, but you need to go figure it out. So Mark Benioff goes out and he starts the revolution for software developer kits. After what they did, they're so far ahead of the curve. Who followed? Firefox created the extensions. Then Chrome.
Chrome extension.
Then a company saw the model. Oh, let's create a platform. Let somebody develop it for it. WordPress followed suit from Salesforce. Then in 2005 or 2006, I think it's 2006, he goes to Steve Jobs and he says, Steve, you've turned us basically, you know, into a $100 million company. This is before the billion. Just a few years later, they were a $1 billion company. He says, I have what I think is going to be the best birthday present you're going to get this year. And Steve Jobs, he says the story, he's like, don't count on a kid. What are you going to get the guy that has everything they want? And he says, well, Steve, you gave me the idea for this app exchange. It's completely changed our company. We did a poll with our members and we asked them, what do they like better, appexchange.salesforce.com or a separate place called App Store? And they liked appexchange.salesforce.com. Our entire board of directors wanted to keep it branded with Salesforce, so it's appexchange.salesforce, and they liked Exchange over App Store. So what I'm giving you is the trademark on the word App Store and the domain appstore.com. So now if you type in appstore.com, it redirects to the Apple App Store, and nobody else can use the word App Store. That is a trademark by Apple. So that's Mark Benioff. So when you look back and you see companies like Chipotle and Southwest and all these companies that are using Salesforce, and I'm asking myself why, it's the SDK. Who else is worth $18 billion today and uses an SDK and has over 11,000 apps in their marketplace? I'll give you a hint. One of the popular apps is ShipStation. Shopify built an $18 billion a year company by saying, we're going to build an app that does the shopping cart well, and we're going to let everybody else to develop the 18 different countdown timers, Wheelio, all these different things. And that's why Shopify is a $21 billion company. So now.
I never knew that Salesforce was
Neither did I. Fascinating story.
Responsible for software as a service, the cloud, and everything that came after.
Look, this is a lesson, right? You want to find out who the competition is. We're not even concerned about ClickFunnels. Let them be a $100 million company. If we want to become a $1 billion company, you have to look and you have to go look at the bios of the people that got there. They paved the way and they left clues. And these things are free now. You don't have to buy the books.
I think a mutual friend of ours once said, success leaves traces.
That's right. And Mark Benioff is the guy that I'm looking at right now because they just bought Slack for $27 billion. But is Slack worth $27 billion? No, but Salesforce with Slack can now go after Microsoft Teams and Google Suite. And you know what this number represents?
250.
That's their market cap. This is a company you've never heard of before. They're worth 1/4 of Apple, the #1 company. Apple's a $1 trillion company. They're worth a $250 billion.
Are you talking about Slack?
No, Salesforce.
Oh, Salesforce.
Yeah, they're
Where does a company like HubSpot play into all of this?
Oh, look, again, Silicon Valley fundraising and all that different type of stuff. So we are going to be Groove. Now we can't get the .com because the people won't sell it. It's an empty site. They do tons of mail through there. We kept offering money there. They responded back to us that we've already turned down $5 million. So we said, okay, that's not happening. We can't get the .net because that's owned by Microsoft. Now we have 37 trademarks registered now with the R, with the word Groove. For some reason we couldn't get video, but we have all these different things, and including Groove to be used with certain types of software. So we're going to be groove.cm. Now everybody in the world is going to call me crazy and everything like that.
You're missing a note.
Lou, 1-800-mattress, 1-800-MATTRES.
Leave off the last S.
All right.
That's the S for savings.
So we're gonna turn this into a thing. It's groove.cm because customers matter. We're gonna drill that into people. Okay.
I want the T-shirt.
Don't worry. We're gonna get what we can from SEO, but most of our traffic comes from media buying. It's gonna go to different landing pages. It comes from our affiliate links. And when they type in, remember, lead pages was not .com, it was .net. They recently bought the .com, just so you know. So this is what we're going to be, and we're going to turn that into our thing. But this,
what do you guys think? .cm.
It doesn't even matter. I'm going to explain to you why.
I love it. Customers matter. I love it.
Yeah. So the next thing is, nobody in the world knows what the hell Groove Funnels is. Not even you, not even anybody here, not even the pro members that have paid me, not even the employees of my company. Everybody is saying, we do that? I didn't know we did that. When did that go live and everything like that? So there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, our landing page, when we talk about the features, since it's free, our conversions go down. The shorter we make it, the less we talk about, give you a little sign-up form, our conversions go up.
Right.
So they don't really know what they're getting. Then, when they get inside of the app, you want to find out that we can do all these cool things with sequences? Well, it's a wizard. You got to go through all the steps. You actually have to build out a membership to see how it works. You actually have to build out a sequence in group mail. You have to create a product. Oh, wow, look at these things. They have these things called hybrid bumps, where the world exclusive in a platform. Nobody else does this. All these different things. You have to go and create all that stuff. And life gets in the way. We're the only platform in the world out there that nobody knows what we do. So what we're going to be doing now is, this is going to be our Envato. You know what Envato is? It's just a word that encompasses Code Canyon, Audio Jungle, Theme Forest, Photo Dune, all those different sub-satellites that are branded. So we are going to have
a lot of tentacles.
Groove Cart. That was our first one. Now you can go to groovecart.com and you can see we actually built out a site. We are going to have groovepages.com, and that's going to compete with Wix and Squarespace. We are then going to have groovefunnels.com, and that's going to be a long form sales page. That's going to have every single feature you can. Oh, and by the way, so will this, so will this, so will this, so will this. We're going to have groovemail.com. We're going to have Groove Sell and Groove Affiliate and Groove Video and Groove Member and Groove webinars for streaming and automated. Groove Stream, grooveblog.com, .net, I think we own on that one. Groove Survey, Groove Quiz, Groove Pipe CRM, like Pipe Drive, and Groove Groove Desk, and Groove Funnel Mapping, because we're going to be like Funnelytics. So every single one of these are going to have their own long page. This is going to be the anatomy of that page. I got 2 more minutes and then we're done. We get back to the
Is that for SEO purposes, to have the tentacles spread across?
No, I'm going to explain. SEO is one part of marketing. I'll explain. So here, this is what I'm going to call the drummer trailer video. 2 minutes. Every one of these pages is going to have the capture leads, for whatever that is. If it's for video, track video, split tab, little trailer video. Then here is going to be another video. Watch the keynote, right? That's where I'm going to be sitting right at that desk, with John Cornetto and Matt Serralta, and we're going to screenshot every single feature that this particular app does, and we're going to say, okay, now let's talk about order bumps. Now, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. So that's order bumps. Now let's talk about how you can create an upsell or pay separate affiliate. If you want to watch like I do, not everybody does, the 90-minute Apple keynote, so you know everything coming out about the iPhone 12 Max Pro, that's this video. The rest of this page will be like this. Feature, pop-up video, and you'll learn everything about the app before you come in. So, Lou, you'll tell somebody, yeah, I'm surprised you're not using Groove, right? Let's just call it Groove. Oh, what is Groove? It's a CRM. They're going to go to any one of these things, and you're going to hit them up the next day. What did you think? I didn't get to bed till 4 o'clock last night. I mean, every time I clicked, there was another site, and I can't believe what this can do, and it's free, and I didn't have to put my credit card in.
So the content, the features, the video tutorials,
so now
we'll leave no stone unturned, which makes sense.
Now we have Facebook, okay? Our ads right now, and our pay-per-click, all geared towards Groove funnels or click funnels. Everything is. So how does ActiveCampaign and MailChimp stay in business? They run a business sending everything that somebody. So now we can go compete with them, and we're free to get started. What do we do for GrooveCart? We're gonna
don't
every
they have
word
one
about
main catch-all? Don't they have one main catch-all page? MailChimp?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna send people that are interested in mailing to GrooveMail. People that want e-commerce for Shopify, we're a separate company. They're gonna go here. You're interested in Wistia, we're gonna do all the keywords, pay-per-click, everything. We're gonna have 18 different satellites. You wanna learn about Pipedrive? You're gonna come to GroovePipe CRM, find out about, oh, and by the way, it comes with a page builder, email marketing. So that is our goal for this year. The new company is called Groove. We're publishing our SDK in June, and we're gonna start letting people develop for this platform. And more I would talk about, but you know, that's enough for now. But that's why we're changing our name.
So that's an amazing peek into the mind of Mike Filsaime, as well as you know, the history of the Salesforce and where Groove is going. I mean, and as Lou, and what led to this, Lou mentioned, like the trajectory of Groove this past year has been incredible. And by the way, it literally transpired due to the COVID, right? I mean, we aren't going to get into the whole story, but it came to you and the partner sitting down like, hey, the plan we had, we got to scrap, and we have to come out with a whole different plan. And that new plan.
Yeah, the freemium came out. It would have been a story like with like Captain Lou. I feel it was almost like with Lou, with Matt Serralta. Every day he had a different conference software. One day it was Zoom, one day it was a peer.in, then we're going to meet on Skype, and then we're going to meet on, you name it, a new conference software every single day. So he gives us a conference software for one called Uber Conference. And I remember them, they used to be in like the webinar jam. We would see them in the marketplace. And I said, Matt, another meeting company, why? He goes, well, no, because it was free and they're giving a premium, whatever.
I like that too. I've got like 4 or 5.
Yeah, so I log in. Yeah. And when we log in, at the end, all of a sudden a little pop-up comes up, changed my life, changed it. Again, I keep using the word fortuitous, is that not everything we did was planned. We were in San Diego at Traffic and Conversion Summit. We had a $20,000 booth. We rented out Sidebar. We were going to be doing a party. I had an office at WeWork. I was there to work for a month to have every JV partner in town, and we were going to invite them to the TNC after party. We were taking over for Damien this year. And we were going to announce a big little video. We're doing a launch in July, and COVID hit, and 3 days later, I'm home and telling the partners, what are we going to do? I said, I don't know. It was kind of like the movie I Am Legend. I was like, I don't even know if there's going to be a world in 3 months. Remember how scared we were?
I remember some conversations we had.
Yeah. Oh, Blue. Remember how paranoid? Get out of your house. Go upstate. Get out.
I had to calm Lou down. We
could spend it for another time, but boy, oh boy, did we have some conversations back in March.
We were scared, right?
Terrified.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people were dying, especially in New York, in your city, man. It was enough to scare anybody. And you had Governor Cuomo yelling, "This is your future!" Like the whole world thought this was going to happen. But anyway,
yeah.
My partners are like, "So what are we going to do?" And I said, "I don't know. The launch is off." They said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We're going to launch, but the product launch with the affiliates and giving away cars, guys, it's over."
Yeah.
2 weeks later, this situation with Matt. I remember that day. My pillow was there next to President Trump. And when he got all those people, and we're going to help build these different things and make masks. And when I get out of that conference, a pop-up shows up and it says message from the CEO of Uber conference. And I click, I go to this page. It was a little letter. It kind of reminded me about the open letter about Adobe, that Flash, that Jobs. Nice little letter. And it basically said, hey, during COVID, many people more than ever have employees that they need to connect with. So we're doing our part. We're going to give you our premium software for free, no credit card required until further notice, because we want to do our part. And that scene in Jaws where, you know, the camera goes in when they pull out with the, I literally had that feeling, and I was like, whoa,
wait a minute here.
Okay, so if we give, so then it was give Groove Sell away for free and then upsell the rest of the app. And I remember as we're getting it ready, guys, let's get on another call. What's up? What if we give Groove Pages? No, you're crazy. No. But listen, but what if we did? Like, just think of the buzz. All right, so what are we going to do? We'll give them one domain, but they can't use a custom domain. They could only be tombeal.groovepages.com. 3 days later, I know we're going live. I haven't shot the video yet. What if we give them a custom domain? And this went on. Right. What if we give them 3? More. Why 3? Right. What? Because that's what ClickFunnels gives, and you got to pay for it. So I want to give exactly what ClickFunnels is giving for free, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a better page builder, and they could sell their products like Pay Kickstart. And that, just to tell that story, in case anybody hasn't heard it before, Lou, I'm not sure if you know this. We were a very different company back then. We had 3,000 GrooveCart customers. So we had 3,000 people on our list, plus our old list, which was getting us about 200-300 clicks on top. So
was this when COVID hit, like March or so?
Yeah, it's April 7th. We're about to go live.
Right.
We were supposed to go live on April 5th. I fell asleep at the keyboard. I got sick. That was my high blood pressure days, and I hadn't slept in 2 days. I'm trying to get. We had no company back then. Right. I was building everything, doing the copy, writing the videos. Michelle was doing the teleprompter. It was 3 people, and supporting our devs. So I literally thought I had to go to the hospital. Like, I got so sick. It was one of the worst things. I thought I was dying. And so the very next day, I'm working again, and I couldn't get the site done. Fell asleep right at the keyboard. The next day, we're supposed to go live. So it's now April 7th. We actually do go live. 9 o'clock, everybody starts waking up. All right, everybody, everything's ready. All we got to do is just, send an email to John Cornetta. So what do you think we're going to do? I said, John, we can get 1,000 clicks if we're lucky, maybe 800. Okay. So out of 800 clicks, 30% will opt. 30%. I said, look, just because you go to Trello and it's free doesn't mean everybody's going to sign up. So maybe we're going to get 300 signups, and if we have a 10% conversion rate, we'll make 30 sales. Oh, he was like so sad. He was like devastated. So I said, look, guys, I'm so tired. Do not wake me up unless like the servers are on fire. I'm not feeling well. So I go to bed. So I look up like 4 hours later, and I look up and I just see Michelle just standing in front of me like this. And I'm like, what's the matter? They need me? Yeah. And I probably let out an OF. Oh, like, unbelievable. This is crazy. Open up my laptop.
What could be going wrong now?
What in the world is going on? And I log in.
Right.
I log in, and this is 4 hours later, and I see 9,000 signups. Woo! Now that's not.
That was sign up. How many did you expect?
It's not possible. We can only email 800 people.
Right.
It's literally like not possible. We had the butterfly things in place, and I'm like,
what is going on?
Oh my God, 9,000 signups in 4 hours. So I immediately go and see how many sales, and I'm like, no sales. Oh my goodness, that's what's happened. I messed up.
Yeah.
In my mind, we gave away too much, and nobody wants to upgrade. I call on Mike. We're not making any sales. We just wanted to
Something's
check
wrong
with
with the buy button.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. So, so we start going through, and I'm like, did everybody check this? We'd have at least one sale. I said, there's some saving grace here that we didn't have one sale. Right. There's something wrong on the page. Now, Donna would kill me for this. I always think that I left it in test mode. And she says, no, it's not that you left it in test mode. But it was something along those lines. They couldn't buy. Like we had the wrong merchant account. Like we didn't activate.
There's got to be some.
So somebody said, oh, here it is. Here. I said, oh, there it is. That's the problem. So what do you think a sale just came in. Oh, look at that, guys. Refresh. We just made another sale.
Well, by the way, what was the problem? Did you ever know what the technical?
I forget. I honestly forget what it was. I forgot to publish something that allowed us to take orders. So the second we figured it out, the sale started coming, working. Just like literally seconds later. Oh, there's a third, and then we're talking now for another minute. John Cornett just made another sale. That's 6. And by the time we got off the call, there was like 11 sales, and all the buzz had hit, and the company changed on that day, and it would never look back. Yeah, we were a small company prior to that. On April 7th, our revenue, nothing to be ashamed of. Our revenue was $450,000, so we were doing $150,000 a month.
I remember you telling me about $150,000 a month, which is
back then
nothing to sneeze at, by the way.
Yeah, and then and then it just
and then it ballooned.
Yeah,
just ballooned up.
Yeah, balloons. Yeah. All right, so Lou, let's get back to the slides.
Hey, everybody, we know you're still there. We see you smiling.
Hope you enjoyed that. Getting to know a little behind the scenes of our.
That's a massive marketing lesson. I hope you guys were taking copious notes.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Lou.
Very good.
Absolutely.
All right, so important links here on the slides.
Did we skip? I think there was another.
What was the updates from Captain Lou?
Did we hit everything on that slide? I just want to make sure we've covered everything. I know you'll have more questions.
Is there a way to make the animations any slower in settings, or is this
I did the slowest possible fly-in possible. Okay. Okay. So I do want to because I know Carol's going to get slammed with this question, and that's what happens back to cruise. Mike and I love ribbing each other.
Oh.
This is great. Okay. Now, people asking what happens to our deposits if we have to cancel. So we have the final payment is not due until the end of June. We're suspending taking any additional payments between now and then because we're seeing what's happening. And of course, deposits are completely refundable. We'll even waive up until June 24th any cancellation admin fees. But after that, obviously, we always suggest insurance. But after that, if for some reason we can't set sail in November, and I hate to even put this out there into the universe.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So I won't. But look, we're expecting everything is going to be fine. We're going to set sail.
Everything is going to be fine,
and it's going to be our biggest and best marketing mastermind on a cruise ship.
Are you going to bring up right now how they get their money back if we actually don't set sail in 11 months early?
No.
Yeah.
No, but the reason why I brought this up, Mike, is because people are kind of emailing me again from their viewpoint in where we are now. And they'll say, okay, we'll hang in there with you, Lou and Mike and the team. And so we really appreciate that. We really appreciate your support. And new bookings have been coming in the last few days.
What are they emailing you?
They're emailing concern about safely being able to sail in November.
The cruise industry is highly on top of that. Right. That's just like planes flying now.
And now I'm repeating it.
We already covered it.
Right. We covered it.
Right. So we covered it.
So why bring up the negative? Right.
Yeah.
So let me talk about that for another
If you have any
hour.
concerns, email support@specialevents@sea.
But what I'm saying to allay your concerns, everything is going to be fine and wonderful. And because Mike projected that, and Mike projected the whole Groove Nation, as you see what's going on the whiteboard.
Since 2007, we knew this cruise was going out.
He knew what was going to happen with Groove, the Groove Empire in 2007. So am I going to listen to this man about November's Marketers Cruise? I say yes.
Look, we live in a world where things change by the minute. This would be more of a concern if we were setting sail in April, but we'd have to drill down to all these details. But right now, it looks like all systems go. We're definitely on the rebound, back up. Thanks to the last administration getting us the vaccine there, Lou. That'll make you happy that I said that.
See, Mike, you're talking out loud.
I'm very proud to be a patriot, my friend. Very proud.
Same here. Absolutely.
And I will not be silenced. All right.
Okay. Now, there was we did have.
That's it. That's your final slide?
I think, but we also had something about group leaders to talk about that for a little bit. I don't
All right.
know.
So you wanted to go through the important links?
So
or
the
go to
important links, pretty much, you guys know, marketerscruise.com. But this is you guys. I'm preaching to the choir that are old friends and coming back year after year. But for those of you that are on the live stream or you've been invited by an affiliate partner, marketerscruise.com is the main site. Lots more information. Very proud that we updated it. It looks great and a lot of good stuff going on there. We have a public page, marketerscruise.com/marketers. I'm sorry, Facebook.com/marketerscruise, where we've got everybody watching now on simulcast. Marketers Cruise Friends private group. You guys know about registered guests. We won't go into that. Mike is smiling ear to ear because of the pre-conference conversation that we had. And if you want to bring it up, you can bring it up.
Oh, now that you.
But I'm not bringing it up, Mike.
I'll bring it up. Mike,
I'm not bringing it up.
We can put the cameras on us here. So, folks, over the last several years, I've been telling Lou that the purpose of a social media group and of a Facebook group, the way social media works is through engagement. And we have a very small group of 2,000 people. And when you go in, quite frankly, there's 8 posts a month.
In between the cruises, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the only way that we sell to people on the cruise is through the Facebook group of people that have already cruised, or if you cruise, you find out about it on the 7th day, or we have to wait for somebody that's been on the cruise to invite us to their event where we have to travel to Las Vegas or Thailand with great expenses, with low margins in your cruise business.
We do love I do love Thailand.
Yeah, you go for you go for other reasons. It's called a self-liquidating offer.
I have another saying, Mike. At special events at sea, we'd rather make a friend than a profit.
I don't believe that's true. I think you should make both.
Should we do both?
Right. Yeah.
Folks, am I entitled to a profit?
Look, it's 100%. So what I've been telling Lou for years, and we've been really, we used to go back and forth with it, and then we agreed upon it, and it never happened for the last 2 years, is that the Marketers Cruise group needs to be opened up to the public. And we're going to be doing that tonight. We're going to be opening it up to the public. So what that means is nobody should worry. That means you get to invite your friends that you might want to come to the cruise, and they can actually learn about people saying, I'm so excited about the cruise. So at the end of this, we're going to open it up, and you can start inviting your friends. And then when it's open to the public and people search whatever on Facebook, I think there's over 2,000 people that you haven't even let in that are pending right now. So in fact, there was
including some Nigerian spammers.
What we do in our group, Lou, is we every post gets moderated before it gets approved. And
I actually did that. We've actually done that to the Marketers Cruise Friends group because there were some of our friends that were a little overzealous.
Oh, look, that's called the world, right? That's called the internet. That's why moderation exists. So
now my team actually does approve even in a private group.
But you had somebody today that in the private group that said, "Hey Lou, I'm interested in coming on the Marketers Cruise group. Can you please accept me?" Now you know that with your current rule, how crazy this is. He would have said, "I'm sorry, this is a private group only for people in the cruise. You need to go to the marketerscruise.com and
put your
buy,
deposit down, right?
And then I'll let you in the group."
Let me explain my concept here. As I said to Mike, I don't really have a huge opt-in email list. I have a list of thousands of buyers, not prospects.
That's nothing to be proud of.
No?
Marketing says that you entertain people through experience and information, and that's called turning leads into customers. The only people that you're marketing to is your current people that have been on the cruise.
Do you guys? Okay.
So imagine.
It's another marketing lesson, by the way.
Imagine marketing lesson.
Imagine you have a group that is stagnant, that is stale, and it's dead, and it only comes to life.
We sell out every year, months in advance.
So that is a myth.
We've been propagating that myth because it's true.
So we sell out for one reason and one reason only.
People love us.
No, because there's a deadline.
The power of a deadline.
Right. So you mean to tell me that if we sold 600 people earlier in the year, we couldn't sell 600? If we sold 600 by June?
That'd be nice.
Yeah. The ship has.
So we don't sell out. Carnival closes down taking orders. There's
Well,
a bit,
when we run out of rooms, we run out of rooms.
when Carnival runs out of rooms.
Right.
Right. So
We can fill more rooms.
we're telling people that there's only 8 rooms left, and we sell out because we're selling into October, which we always will. But if we're selling in January and February, and we're doing 30 additional cruises per month over 10 months, that would be additional 300 people. And guess what? We would sell out at 700 people.
Right.
And that's how we would raise the ceiling from our annual 400 to 450, theoretically.
Yeah.
And what Mike is saying is just by simply letting this by invitation only.
Yeah, by
marketers
saying I only have customers, that's like saying I don't use opt-in forms and funnels because I only have customers.
We have an exit pop. So we do have an exit pop.
Well, we see why? To capture leads for what purpose?
Just in case they didn't pull the trigger when
Right.
they landed on the invitation.
So the Facebook group, instead of being 2,000 people, could be 25,000 people. And the way that social media works is that when somebody makes a post and they like it, it starts getting engagement, and that says to the other 20,000 people in there, this is a hot post. You log into Facebook and it shows, and then it brings life to this group. And then what would be harmful about somebody saying, oh, I got invited by this group to a friend. This sounds pretty interesting. Has anybody been to the Marketers Cruise? Do you recommend? But oh yeah, oh wow. Let me see. And it's going to attract more like-minded people.
I was saying with 125,000 people in the Groove Digital Facebook group that what does it matter who if it results in an extra 20 cents?
The worst thing that'll happen is they'll buy my product.
The worst thing is
that's the worst thing that could possibly happen.
And that they'll buy the product, right?
Yeah. So by opening up the cruise group to the public, the worst thing that could happen is we sell more cruises.
And I'm not against in a year like 2020 and now 2021, having some revenue come in would be nice. I'm certainly not against sales and profits.
This cruise ship is about finding like-minded people and bringing them together. It would be foolish for us to think that we would say, no, this is a family. We only want to cruise with the people who
won't
already
attract
cruised with.
schmageggies and people who aren't fun?
Yeah, we have a great
entrepreneurial
qualifier for that. It's called a credit card. They have to pay a credit card to travel, for the hotel, for the cruise, triple that for their spouse, their sign and sale card for their drinks, the excursions, the spa, and the casino.
In 8 days. 8 days away.
8 days. So it attracts by virtue the entrepreneurs.
Right.
Is there any way?
There's a big difference between going on a 3-day cruise and an 8-day cruise.
And an 8-day cruise event with everything that we do, which is
really
amazing.
And to think that, oh, this is a family only to these people.
By invitation only, it's exclusive, it's upscale, and we have attracted some 6, 7, 8, and even 9-figure entrepreneurs from around the world on the Special Marketers Cruise.
Let's be honest, Lou, that is, you have literally listened to everything that you said on stage and you believe it.
I do. I have bought everything.
The Marketers Cruise,
I buy.
The Marketers Cruise is not by invitation only, and I can prove it to you. You know why?
You have to say who you were invited by.
No.
I was invited by Mike Filsaime.
The marketerscruise.com exists. Anybody could go there and buy a ticket. That's what marketing is. We have a website that anybody can join.
No one knows it's there unless they've been invited. Although you could Google it, of course.
That is certainly not true.
Everyone's invited by Mike Filsaime, invited by Iman or Bill Walsh or whomever, right?
Lou, that's what I mean. You actually are thinking that we're invite only, therefore we can't market.
I didn't say they're mutually exclusive. We can market.
You say that it's invite only, so that it seems when it's on stage that it's invite only to the 400 people in this room that you don't know that you're inviting,
and people who they know, who they think deserves to go.
But my point is, you will take an order form from anybody at an event of 400 people. When you do your shtick and you're saying it's by invite, you're inviting them on the cruise and you don't know them, so they're not vetted.
I know them because they're already somewhere and they've already shown that they love to come to a live event. They love to learn, participate. They're a marketer. They're an entrepreneur. I'm not putting billboards up over highways saying any Tom, Dick, and Harry schmagegi come on the Marketers Cruise, and I'm not offering to teach them internet marketing.
So you'd rather keep the Facebook group closed where people can invite their friends to learn more because you think that a schmagegi may end up on the Marketer's Cruise.
Now we have a couple of
We have them already.
We have a couple of beloved.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out.
I'm really giving you a lesson here, Lou.
Okay.
There's nobody vetted. You will take a credit card from anyone. The fact that they're at an event
Almost
doesn't mean anything.
We uninvited about 3 people in the last
right.
week.
So any entrepreneur can come on the Marketer's Cruise, and we've asked some not to come back, not to air the dirty laundry. So we're talking about marketing, and to not have a Facebook group that could have been 75,000 people. Here's my point to you: is every single year that thing will come to life in November and December. I just bought this. What are you wearing for the? Every time somebody logs in to their Facebook feed, they're going to be seeing, I just bought my costume for this party and everything like that. Oh, what is this Marketer's Cruise here again? Oh, wow, look at all the people that are going. Honey, come look at this website, this thing. Look at all these people going. We should go to that. The worst thing that'll happen is we'll sell more cruises and open up the family to more people.
Okay. You've heard, you know my rap on this for several years: exclusive, VIP, by invitation only, 6, 7, 8-figure earners, top marketers and entrepreneurs from around the world. And I have drunk my own Kool-Aid, and I believe everything that I'm saying. Mike is saying, have a bigger vision, open it
There's
up.
2,000 people in a stagnant Facebook group.
Okay.
I have another Facebook group that's open to the public, and it is I can't even find my own posts. If I post something, 5 minutes later, I want to show somebody what I posted. I can't find it because the activity is so strong.
Okay, so is there any way, Mr. Engineer, that we can open up the webcam talking heads of all of our audience right now? And I would love to see if there's any comments, if people, and it's not really agreeing with Mike or agreeing with.
I wouldn't. I've told you this before.
Never survey the audience.
I just told you this before. I've told you this before. The last time that this came up, and by the way, they're all going to say it's a great idea.
I know you're all going to side with Mike. I know it, and I accept it.
So let me give you the lesson that I've told Lou here. I said that this is your business. You run it the way that it needs to be. The problem that you run into is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And because you're Captain Lou and I'm Mike Filsaime and he's Tom, you get a different perspective on the cruise than I do. When I cruise, nobody comes and gives me the complaints. The complaints go to you. So I have a different experience.
Concerns.
This is one of the best cruises we've ever had. And then you'll say, yeah, but, and I'll say, out of 475 people, how many people voice that to you? Well, just one. Okay, well, that's one person's opinion. So we can't make our policies because not everybody is going to agree with what we just said there. And you're going to gravitate to the one person that's going to email and you say, I disagree. I like it, the small, intimate, and the fact that now there's going to be 5,000 people, it's going to lose its culture. And you're going to come back, Mike, I just want to show you an email somebody said, and I think they may be right and everything like that. If you feel strongly about something, you have conviction, and you have to know that not everybody is going to
Someone will, some won't, so what?
Right.
Someone
and I will say that if 1 or 2 people object to something, that's not unanimous. You know what makes things unanimous? 3 people. 3 of the same complaints agreeing, that makes it unanimous. This is my own mindset issue. I'm being a little facetious here, but I really do get like that.
I forgive this expression, please, folks. I say this to Lou when we're talking, and I certainly don't mean about the Marketer's Cruise. It's about the way a company has to be run and what it means to be a CEO. And I said to you, Lou, you have to understand, this is a dictatorship, not a democracy. You don't
admit we're a dictatorship tonight.
No, that's why I said forgive that what I said, because you always say, let me go out and put a poll to the users. And I say,
I know,
we cannot question the people and ask them how they want to be marketed to. We can take experience from existing marketing, and having a Facebook group there's no sin in having a Facebook group. And if we do something wrong, we can adapt, as Tom says, adapt and overcome, or find out we made a mistake and admit our faults and revert back.
So we're the elected leaders. It's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic, is what you're saying.
As long as it will be.
As long as it will be.
When's our cruise? November? Can we make it till November?
We'll make it till November.
Okay, that's good. Folks, we're going to make it to November.
Tom, your thoughts?
Let me throw something in here.
This is great.
A couple things, like there's this thing I learned a long time ago, take the best and leave the rest, right? So you watching this, you're getting to peek into the mind of two amazing entrepreneurs, and they both have different operating systems. And so this is a business lesson. Mike gave you a great business lesson at the board over there, but now this is how business happens. And I will just backtrack to what Mike talked about in the amazing trajectory transition that Groove had. And I'll just let you know, the conversations he had with his partners about giving more and more for free were not this friendly. Yeah. It was much more escalated, right? So these are the types of things.
You introduced me to a guy named Ivan Meisner.
Correct.
I went to dinner with him in 2007 or 2008 at a PF Chang's with you. What is his company's tagline?
BNI, Business Network International.
Yeah. And what is their thing? It's called the Giver's Gain. The Giver's Gain. Mm-hmm. The Giver's Gain. Get out there, spread the love, and bring people into the world. We did the Marketers Cruise for one reason. And you know the spirit of the Marketers Cruise is really this. We wanted to take a vacation with like-minded people.
Right.
We have to understand that when we're on stage and we say scarcity, now this is exclusive and all those different things, that's not our constitution. Our constitution is taking a vacation with like-minded people. And if it grew so big, Lou, that we have to do it twice a year, we would do 700 in June and 700 in January. Wouldn't that be very good for your business?
Let me think for a moment.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Right. And wouldn't it be good for everybody else? Because not only are you taking a vacation with like-minded entrepreneurs and like-minded people, business happens. Like it's just going to happen. And we've seen so much happen on there for so many individuals, ourselves included.
Imagine when we're emailing 400 people each day, which is what 400,000 people each day. At the bottom of my signature, I say, come sail away with us in the Marketers Cruise Facebook group. And we're adding several hundred people a day. We're going to have a problem with the cruise getting too big. That is called a first world problem. Those are the types of problems that we have to have. I welcome the problem that we find out when it's too big, when somebody comes up to you and say, hey, Lou, I got to tell you, 780 people on this cruise this time. These things were good. These things were good. But some of the other things, it just got too big. You know what we do? We'll split the cruise and give people a choice to go in June or January. And then you're going to have people say, thank goodness, because I always put my kids back in January and that doesn't work for me. Right. That's called growth. You work these problems out. Wouldn't that be a good problem to have?
Folks, he makes a pretty good argument here. And I do buy into all of the things that I've said from stage for the last 15 years. My dad was the same way. He would start believing all the shtick that he would talk about. So I guess I take after my dad, may he rest in peace. By the way, my dad was born in 1897. He had me at 62. Can you believe that?
So here's the thing that you're going to find very interesting. Your dad was closer in age to when when this country became 1776 got its freedom than he was to today.
Yep.
When he was born, he was
good at math.
He was closer to George Washington becoming president than he was to Biden becoming
by
president.
a couple of years. That's very quick math that you just did there, Mike. That's true.
Math. Yep.
That's true. Okay.
Math. All right. So let me say this. I see a gazillion people. You want to ask him, Lou?
No.
We can.
Hold on. The one thing I have to tell you that
I'm down for it.
Mike, stay with me. If I teach this to some of my travel industry students and mentees, never survey your audience. Where do you want to go on your next trip? Because you'll get 100 different answers and 99 people will be pissed off that you didn't choose theirs. So I know that surveys is not a good idea.
I got a great way to give people their voice. We're going to open it up. And then when you have some time over the next day or two, you're going to write a beautiful post on why we've opened it up and we're opening up the family and everything like that, and tell people to invite people and do all these different things. And we're going to see what will always happen in a world. And the scale will go one way or another. Hopefully we're going to see 70, 80, 90 people having a very, very good debate. 70% of them love it. 80% of the people love the idea. And 20% will give their opinion and say, well, they don't like it, but that doesn't affect coming on the cruise.
This won't get nasty like the political discourse of the last year, will it?
There's nothing.
The thing that I would say, the thing that I would say is, with an abundant mentality, all you're saying is there might be somebody that comes into this group that can change my life. And by saying I don't like that is saying I got in somehow, but I don't want other people coming in. That's my framing.
So how many of you watching this have an abundance mindset? How many of you are a victor instead of a victim? How many of you are,
Hey, there's Howard Tiano.
how many of you are, oh, look
He's
at
around
this.
the corner, yeah.
Look at all the backgrounds, guys. Look at all the fantastic backgrounds.
We're finally seeing now.
We're finally,
instead of
I
the
don't see
slide,
any of your
Amanda
comments.
Vanderglook, I just saw.
I promise. Come here.
Hey, look, it's Phyllis. All right. Wow.
Here's my
Hey, did I just see Coach Deb? Wow, we got a full room going on here.
Good deal.
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness we didn't have the Facebook group open. We wouldn't have been able to fit everybody.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on a second.
Maybe we shouldn't.
No.
Maybe, then you're just going to get upset.
There's
they can't get
Moshe.
on
Hi,
Zoom.
Moshe.
So a couple of people chuckle there.
There's Captain Ed Carroll wearing Captain Ed Carroll.
I got to tell everybody this. This is a true story. This is a true story. I'm doing a presentation the other day. We sold a couple of thousand or whatever it is into the Fast Start Marketing Lab. It was a way to close out 2020 and say, hey, we're creating a course. And everybody in the company was doing, Joe Jablonski was doing a JV course. I did stuff on funnels and everything like that. It was a great offer. And we included 1 year to our Groove magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing
I haven't even seen this Groove magazine.
doing our print monthly newsletter.
I hope there's
Okay.
I hope there's a Marketer's Cruise plug in here.
So this was me. All right. So when you're doing, it was Joe Jablonski, JVs, and Angie Norris was on with us. And so Angie, what do you recommend? Well, I think you need to go out. You need to go to events. In fact, Mike, I already booked. There she is, Angie Norris,
There's Angie.
right there. So Angie says, I've already booked my ticket for the Marketer's Cruise. You got to listen to this. You got to listen to this.
And by the way, thank you, Angie, for the referrals that just came in the last few days.
Angie's on.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
Angie's on. So where are you going? Where's he going?
I had to stretch my legs, but I'm back, folks. I'm back. Go ahead.
I hope that's all you had to do. All right. So Angie says to me, oh, Mike, by the way, I just bought my ticket for the Marketer's Cruise. That is so good. And I'm so excited that they're going to be doing the cruise reunion party this Friday night at 4:00. And I said, oh, that's right. But the chat blew up. Is it live Friday night? How can we attend? Yeah, I'm going to be doing it from my studio. Yeah, you should all attend. Lou, you have to listen closely. This is
All right, I'm listening. I know this story because somebody called me. Pierre Newell called me about this last night.
They freaked out. They got upset.
Yeah.
We had 700 people on a live stream. And I said, we're doing something to promote the cruise.
But you
And
can't join.
so they all said, how do we find out? And so Angie says, oh, all they need to do is join the Marketer's Cruise Facebook group. And I said,
It's
they
private.
can't.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to.
Pierre Newell said you had a look of agony on your face.
I literally said,
And you're kind of like,
I literally said, we're doing an event to sell the cruise.
and you can't.
And the
come.
only way to do it is to get into the Facebook group, and you can't get on the Facebook group unless you bought the cruise. And I had this look on my face, like, we're trying to sell people to get onto the cruise,
but you couldn't even.
but
come.
you can't see the offer unless you've been on the cruise. And I was thinking, I just said to myself, I said, this is
insane.
I have 700 people on right now that
want to learn about
want to come learn about it, but they can't. And that's when I said to you, Lou, this is silly.
insane.
There's so many ways that I could promote this family to grow.
listen, folks.
This reminds me of 2007, Mike, when we sat in with a company, Trump University, and they said, no, we don't want to learn how to grow an email list. Why do we want an email list? We just want customers.
Yeah, we want sales. Like, what do we need leads for? We just want sales.
You're missing the point.
Yeah.
And we had the same conversation.
Unfortunately, they were teaching business advice, Trump University.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I do want to say that, and I even posted in Groove Digital as well, that anyone who's not booked on the Marketer's Cruise, and this is not a sales pitch for the cruise, and is just want to find out what our community is all about, it's welcome to go to our public page at Facebook.com.
A page, not a group.
/Marketer's Cruise, which has been there for years.
There's no community on a page.
But now it will be open inside the
A
group.
page is driven by posts, and posts have context. And the only person that can post on the page would be you.
I asked Ken Rashawn to post some photos.
Okay, so think about a group where
Interaction.
people are posting and saying, hey, I just found out about this great new way to do mock-ups, and they're giving cool tools, tips, and resources 7 times a day in the Facebook group. The worst thing that's going to happen is that people are going to better themselves and find more information by like-minded people. And we moderate. No post goes live unless we vet it, and I can even have somebody in my company moderate.
I've got Carol and team.
No, let me tell you, when this group grows the way it's going to grow, you're going to be getting 15 posts an hour, minimum.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah. And what are posts? When they get approved, they're providing value.
They're shy yeses.
They're providing value, and then everybody's learning. If they don't, and they're self-promotion, they'll never get seen.
And that's it. And that's been another concern of mine, even with our current group.
That's called social media.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're marketers. I mean,
And marketers can't help being.
Yeah, look, where's the line? And tell me how great it is. That's marketers, right? You know, they're in the
show me the line and how great.
That's for everybody else. What about for me?
Yeah, they're on the spectrum. They're on the spectrum.
Right. Well, I think that if I had a towel right now, I would have to throw it in, throw in the towel, because Mike makes a lot of sense. Yes, we do know. Of course, we know Taryn.
You're not supposed to read that out loud.
He is raising his hand over and over.
Okay.
So yes, let's go say hi to Taryn.
Lou's reading the secret thing. What if it would have been he's losing his shit right now that you guys aren't moving?
I would be reading.
Okay, he's raising his hand.
The director's notes.
So we're gonna. Mike, do we have audio today out of the speakers? Are they clicked on? Okay. So we normally have our AirPods in.
Hello.
Taryn works with Brady and Iman.
Can you?
All right. So
you guys hear me?
We're gonna bring in Terry. Is it
Taryn?
Taryn. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. But,
there
you can hear me?
But move your head up or the webcam down.
Yeah, we see you. Go ahead, Taryn.
Talk close to the mic.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to be here. I was definitely hoping for more networking, more opportunities to share some cool tools.
I actually do that shortly.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually created a directory so that we could do that. That being said, I love the fact that the Facebook group is private of people that I know have been on the cruise. It's kind of that qualification that anybody inside the group is that person that has been there, that's had that experience and knows what it's like. You could easily create another group for people that are general marketers or interested in, some way, but there needs to be like a graduation group, the people that have actually been there, have had that experience and can kind of share within that inner circle. Whereas there's, the bigger group you could have and you can put together, that's just everybody that wants to know about it. But I love the fact that it feels almost like a clique, even though it's not really, right?
Well, it's interesting you say that because we have other groups that I produce for other companies where they do have a public group and a private group for registered guests, so we can give them the specific information they need pre-cruise.
Yeah, we appreciate the feedback. There's certainly more than one way to skin a cat. We did that in the previous company. We had two models. I'll call it out. There was a Webinar Jam Facebook group and the Kartra model. One was free, one was paid, and one group just completely thrived and brought us new customers. So at the end of the day, we have to set a goal, and the goal is to grow the Marketers Cruise as a business for Lou, and getting more attention for it is good. Now we can.
The goal comes back to us as well. So I'm thinking to those 700 people that were on your live training the other day that wanted to know about it. Imagine that new group of 700 people who are other entrepreneurs who are doing great things. And that's more value that we now have in the family of the group before they graduate.
Let me put a frame this way. If the only thing in common that you have is that you have been on a cruise, some people haven't been on a cruise in 3 years, and then they come back and you haven't been on. So at that time, the only thing that you have in common is that you've both been on a cruise and you never met each other. The other thing is with 470 people on the cruise, I walk through the cruise and I don't know everybody there. And sometimes we get a chance to meet certain people. And I know, Lou, you may know the name of everybody, but you don't actually know everybody. So the point is that even though you might have cruised with those people, you don't know everybody on the cruise. Now, if there's a person that you don't know and they've been on the cruise and they can provide value for you in the group, what is wrong with the potential of somebody that can provide just as much value that is interested in coming on the cruise? Because after all, the name of the group is called the Marketers Cruise, not the market. Not the marketing group. It's about going onto a cruise, and people want to be with like-minded people. Well, like we said, there's going to be different opinions on this, but we really need to do what we think is best for growing the cruise to creating buzz. Because just
I'm going to be reading every comment tonight.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the
I can't
profits of
imagine you
this,
would.
but the way the Marketers Cruise makes money is through Carnival Cruises travel agent fee. Okay, now that amount of money is, I'm trying to just say this delicately.
It's very sad.
It's
the worst affiliate program.
Yeah, right.
It's enough that over the years, I went from being 50-50 partners with Lou to less and less and less and less because I have another business and Lou doesn't. This is
my whole
that the shares essentially go to Lou. And there's a reason why Lou is saying, don't book with Carnival. I'm going to do the excursions with you. I'm going to give you a better rate. And at the end of the day, that's a side hustle there for Lou, and it's a business and all of these different things. So, when we have 400 people on the cruise, I'm just going to be transparent here. 375 is our, anything under 375, we lose money.
No, I think 350 is our break even, and the difference
Okay, so
between
anything under
350 and 450 is huge.
Yeah, all the profit comes.
Yeah.
So at 350, we lose money. Why? Because Lou has an actual office
With a staff.
There's travel to all these different events, and then we have to bring people onto the Marketers Cruise. And when you make $100 per cabin,
200, whatever.
Well, per person, but $200 per cabin, and you have one staff member that needs to fly in, stay at a hotel, and cruise for 8 days, you basically had 22 cabins pay for that person. We bring 3 different people on all these different things,
and the directory and the T-shirts and all the stuff that we do. And
Here's
parties,
the other
obviously.
problem with the cruise. You can't do traditional marketing for it because the margins are so slow that we can't do traditional Facebook and things like that. So what we're left with is the ability to take the Facebook group, open it up to the public, and have one family. I don't want to have a family for people that haven't cruised and the people that have cruised, because then the people that haven't cruised can't ask cruisers to talk. And then the people that have cruised, if we let them in both, have to say, do I share this here or share this there?
What about last minute instructions and updates for registered guests that I need to communicate to the cruises? Usually if it's in the Facebook group, we know that
they're registered.
You want to get a little
as well.
Yeah, you want to get a little more of a shout out, reach out to Lou. We'll have 100, 200, 300 moderators. You want to have a little badge that says you're a moderator? Those are previous people that cruise. We can give them a little badge.
I wonder if we can create a badge, a prior cruise or registered guest or something. Is there a way to create a badge so we could delineate? We
got an hour.
Cool tools.
Let's get into some content for everybody here.
Yep.
But okay,
good question, good insight, and I think we're pretty clear on where we're going here. So it's exciting. I mean, just think about this. The cruise is freaking awesome. I think we all agree on that. And if you went to the most amazing restaurant and you're like, I can't tell you. Hey, we're close friends, but I can't tell you about it. Like, no, you want to spread the word. You want to bring in more like-minded people. So I'm pumped. Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Does make sense.
Appreciate all the feedback. All right, so Lou.
So you're watching a marketing meeting of the minds in real time, right?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask a question. He had said something about networking in a directory. Is there a directory that people can have now for the past cruise or anything like that in a PDF form or anything?
Yeah,
Carol, who's on with us, we have a link somewhere. If you could look and find the link in Google Drive to the digital directory of last year's digital directory, or the one that we were giving out on the exit pops, and give it to people. That would be nice. So if you hear me and you're out there and you're still on the broadcast, you can find that. We could certainly do that. We have a nice PDF version of.
We'll post it in the Facebook group at the end of the call. We'll put up a little pin post with the directory.
Sure, absolutely. So you can get an idea. I wish I had one.
And then the free members that we invite when we open up the group tonight are going to say, "How do I get my name in there?" And then you could say you book a ticket on the market.
You have to book first.
All right. So how are we going to do the cool tools and resources here?
So we actually have a slide. There's a slide for that. So we're gonna do our next hour, which is for the most popular session of the cruise, and there it is. And the way it works, it's
Mike, we'll go to the slide here. Okay.
Let's go to the slide. This is cool tools, hot links, and profitable resources, where we call upon you right now out there in virtual Marketers Cruise land to share a cool software tool, a strategy, a book you've read, a website or app that you've discovered that streamlines your business and improves lives. And because we're short on time, we're going to ask.
We have a whole hour.
Oh, we have a whole hour. Okay, so we're not short on time. So should they give their name and their main company or website and then the tool, or just the tool?
All right. So that we can do some networking and give you an opportunity to get some personal branding. We're gonna merge that a little bit quicker. So we're not going to tell them necessarily what they're looking for. We'll just give them a short plug the first time, and then if you come back on again. So here are the rules. If you come up with a cool tool or resource, you say it, and then you go back into the queue, and we'll come back to you. We're not going to read off 7 at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Here.
One
unless you want to, because it's a little awkward here. Maybe we can give them 2.
Yeah, maybe right, and move, because what we could do in Zoom, it puts your name up on a panel here based upon who raises their hand first. So that'll be the queue of the line.
Yeah, and then you go down, you go back in. So we'll give them 2 just because it's a little more different. More different. Yeah. Okay. And second, you have 15 seconds. So it's not even an elevator speech.
To say everything?
Yeah. Yeah. To say, this is my name. This is my website. I help people.
Blah, blah, blah.
Do this. And here's how you can contact me. And just like that.
But that's the first part. Now, what about the cool tool?
And then that's what you just read right here. Cool tools. And
then, so my cool tool is.
Yeah. And okay. Right. So right after your introduction, please, folks, 15 seconds. I will probably, I'll probably tell Mike, and it's going to be tough for him. But if you're going on for 45 seconds, we're going to mute you and go to the next person. Go see what happens if you couldn't get it in there quick enough. So,
Mike, engineer, do you have a little timer that you?
No, it's all right. We don't need it. Look, it's your name, your website, what you help people do. 15, 20 seconds. Okay.
And your cool tool.
Yeah.
In the same session, right?
Yes. And then,
I'm glad we're not doing the 30-second intro.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to, Lou, please. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to, after you introduce yourself, the first time you don't have to introduce yourself every time. You say, okay, so here's a cool tool, resource, or whatever that I use. For example, just off the top of my head, you may not know that Canva now allows you to create videos as well as just going in there. So you can go in and you can create this, GIFs and different things like that, in Canva. So they have animated types of cards now. So that's like one example. So Mike, who's the first one there with their hand raised? Taryn, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, to raise your hand, go to the participants and then click on raise hand, and you'll be able to raise your hand as well. My name is Taryn. I'm part of Choose Social. I serve B2B networkers. We're developing an app as well as a course to help manage and track these types of connections. The cool tool that I want to introduce you guys to is Leverage It. That's lvrg.it. It is a tool that allows you to get enterprise level software like Zoom and Zapier for a fraction of the cost. That means unlimited, basically everything for as low as $30 a month for a lot of those tools. So that's Leverage It, lvrg.it.
lvrg.it.
Cool, good one.
Right.
Victor, it's not an icon, it's a word. It says raise hand. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of the participant screen.
So this is for the audience.
Yep.
Click on
Yes,
participant.
that's for everybody else that's in the chat right now saying, I don't know how to do that.
No, you don't have to share my screen. That's okay. I just went to this site. I was going to type in every resource people were doing in the screen, but we'll just do it like this. So I'm gonna also say this to make it a little bit easier, and then Taryn, you could give your plug again. We always know this with the cruise is that nobody's ever paying attention when the new person comes in. It's kind of like our brain resets, and then we hear the person say, "Oh, what did that guy just say?" And then it's on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come on. Give the cool tool and resource first.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can say, my name is Marianne, give the resource. And then when everybody hears you talk and here's what you have to talk about, and they're going in, there'll be a linear thing. And at the end, and you say, and that's my cool tool. And in my business, this is what I do. And you're going to, because I know like as soon as you come in,
a little reversal.
Yeah. And it happens all the time on the ship.
Cool
as well.
tool first.
So Sharon, we're going to give you another plug.
Yeah, good idea.
For what you do.
Oh, share your name again.
Oh, he's muted?
Oh, muted?
Can we unmute Taryn?
Yeah,
There it is.
I can't unmute myself, but thank you.
There you go.
So again, that's Leverage It, lvrg.it for the tool. My name is Taryn from True Social. I serve B2B networkers, and we have a course and are developing an app to manage and track your online connections.
All right.
Awesome.
And you can connect with Taryn either on Facebook or at the website. They can learn more.
There's a there is a directory that I created under bit.ly/Zoom Cruisers directory that will create a little directory of just this one event, including a place to put your cool tool.
bit.ly/Zoom Cruisers directory. Thank you very much, Taryn.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you,
appreciate that.
Taryn. Thank
All
you.
right. Next up, Tom, you got any? And Lou, are you going to be participating? Who's next here?
Who we got?
Hello. David, you're live.
So do we
Does
have
he not
him
know he's live?
unmuted? You are live.
Is it David Grant? Is that his name? Victor Grant? Victor Grant, sorry.
Hi, Victor.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see you. And now you're the star of the show here.
Nice
Okay,
shirt and nice
thank you,
background.
thank you, yeah. Hi, I'm Victor Grant. My website is socisnap.com, and I help people capture attention by crafting more engaging YouTube videos and social media posts that pop off the page. The cool tool I'm recommending is OBS Studio. I use it all the time. I don't know, Mike, is that what you're using right now for this broadcast? Because it looks a lot like OBS Studio. OBS Studio, you can Google it or just go to obsproject.com.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So what we use here in the studio, I'm actually going to be doing an entire live stream for our paid customers of the Fast Start Marketing Lab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that session and I'm going to put it into the Marketers Cruise group. So we don't use OBS. We use actual hard-coded switchers. You know, back in the day, these things were very, very expensive, and you used to have to get like a TriCaster, which would cost $18,000 to $30,000. Today, for most regular home studios, you could use the A10 Mini, which is $295, or the A10 Mini Pro for $595, or the A10 Mini Pro ISO, which isolates the recording for each camera, so you could do post-editing later for $995. Except we use an A10, I forget the name of it. It has like, what is it? The A10 TV Studio 4K, and that cost about just only $3,000, and it could do what a $30,000 TriCaster could do in the day. We're actually bringing all of the audio into a Rode Wireless Go, and we have the cameras that we're using are the Black Magic Design Pocket Studio 4K. Black Magic Design Pocket Studio 4K. We have about 7 of them here in the studio. One for the wide, one on me, one on Tom and Lou, one that's getting the parallax effects here, one on the whiteboard, and a couple. This is the parallax effects here, the little slider thing. So those are the different angles. We have, just so you know what we have over here, we have a monitor that we're seeing right here that we would see the slides when we're doing a PowerPoint. So instead of looking down at our laptop, we're looking there. Over here, we're seeing a confidence monitor, so we know exactly which camera is on. So that's why sometimes you'll see me move. Mike, go to the parallax view. Now a little red light went on over here, so I know that we're over here. And if I even see a little switch over here, that tells me that we've gone back there. So that's our switching. And then we've got a third camera, a third monitor behind you is where we can actually look at you, and that's what we call basically the guest, right? Either group stream, StreamYard, BeLive, GoToWebinar, or Zoom. When we're actually looking at somebody, we see that. Now we have just a couple of old school $19 speakers that we're hearing, but normally what we would do is we have now that the iMac can now Bluetooth to 2 separate devices at the same time. I'll put in AirPods and John will put in AirPods, or I'll share one with the producer. So I'll usually have one in this ear because I'm usually turning this way and you barely see it unless I'm going this way. So we don't have this sound coming through, and we could hear through there. These microphones right here are the Shure SM7Bs, the Joe Rogan mics as they're called. And yeah,
How do you remember all of those?
When you build a studio, you do a lot of research. So thank you very much. We appreciate
That's impressive, Mike. I mean, wow.
Yeah, look out in the Facebook group. I will be doing a full 1 hour session on how to dress up your live streams. We're going to be covering everything from the $300 budget to the $1,000 budget to the $5,000 budget, and then just for the fun, every single thing that we have here and how we made this work, where the vision is going to go. Believe it or not, that's a fail. That's a complete fail. What you're seeing in the background.
Why?
It's a 155-inch, $1,000 ILR, like illuminated light screen reflector that's supposed to work, and then we have this $3,000 returned LG short throw 4K projector. You put it against 6 inches away from that on the floor, and it will project right onto that screen in 4K, and it looks gorgeous.
Not on the camera.
When the lights are out.
When the lights are out.
When the lights are out. When the lights were on, it was like being at a drive-in movie a little bit too early. And what we wanted to have was our slides behind us, or a fish tank, or just some cool effects like, the Apple TV 4K screensavers types of things. And it just
didn't work out.
Oh,
it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
That would have been great.
Yeah. So that's that.
There you go.
And one last little thing. I have this program feed. So at any time I could share either my laptop. So that screen right there is controlled by this and by this. So that's when we're just doing the keys so that we're looking here. But every now and then I might need to say, you know what, let me show you my screen. And then I can do a screen share here. But on top of that, we have this iPad Pro with an Apple Pencil, and I could plug this in right here and I can draw. And so we did that one day, and we had me draw on the iPad. And then it's hard for you to see, but right here, Tom, Lou, you could actually see this is something from Righty Boards. Here's another cool tool and resource, Righty Boards, RITEY boards.com. And I have some more of them over there. They're peel and stick whiteboards. You can peel and stick them, put them on a wall, put them anywhere you want, and put them on your desk. So what we did is we have this, and we put a microphone, camera arm right up here that went right down, and then I would take the markers and I would write right here, and we'd switch the camera to here.
Nice.
And then we have the whiteboard. It turns out after doing a survey, people prefer the whiteboard because I can stop, I can talk to the camera, and then we use this little, another little tip here for you. We're talking into here, but when I need to leave the set over here, this thing is just killer. This and where's the other one? I forget. But this is the microphone. Even forgetting where the other one is right now. I think
there's too much technology going on over here.
But this is called a Rode Wireless Go. This is a must-have for every single person doing any type of video. Normally you have to get like a Sennheiser or a Sony lavalier. Those things cost about $700. I think this is $149. All right. So there's another piece. I think I gave it to Mike. They look like twins. One goes onto your camera, where you put like the flash, and you just put this into the camera, and then you get a little thing that goes into the camera's microphone. So now you're getting audio into your iPhone or your DSLR or whatever the case is, or in this case, right into the studio. Then this is a microphone that, Tom, watch this. I'm going to show you here on camera. I'm going to clip this. It has a little clip, and I'm going to put it inside of Tom's shirt like this. And look at that, Tom. You could go do a talking head video. It picks up perfect, and it works up to 100 yards. So
eliminating the need for the lavalier wire.
You could clip it anywhere, and then if you want even to clip it into a lavalier, like I have this running through my shirt, it also has, I should talk here, it also has a microphone input that now turns it into a traditional lavalier. Wow. So that's what we use to go back and forth there.
This might be great. This might be greght for video testimonials on the Lido deck.
Oh, Lou, yeah, I gotta.
When it's a little windy.
No, it comes with. I don't
know.
That's
a challenge.
It comes with a dead cat or a muff, they call it, and it comes in the kit with a little, and it's actually not the foam one. It's furry. It'll be all a little gray and furry, and you put it right here, and you can clip it. It also comes with right, Mike. It comes with there's a little thing where you could clip this thing right into here, and it comes with a microphone. There's a whole bunch of kits with it. It's kind of like a little GoPro. Right. You can actually use it as a microphone like this. You could use it as a lob, and you could just literally say to somebody, just clip it inside your shirt, and you could talk to them, put the dead cat on it, and it's going to get rid of all the wind. I'll go over that with you.
We definitely have to have a meeting about that.
Rode Wireless Go, everybody. So that's my cool tools and resources. Mike, who's next with their hands up? Oh, I see Ernesto Verdugo is coming up in 5 people. All right, so who's it, Selena?
Oh, look at that beautiful ocean sunset and an equally beautiful smile.
All right.
Hi.
Hi, we hear
guys.
you.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm really missing you all, and I can't wait until November. I'm Selena, and I'm from Aloha Concepts Marketing. We help business owners, speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs optimize their LinkedIn profiles to increase their exposure, obtain more engagement, and increase their profits. And I also wanted to share this cool tool because we're in the health and wellness space. And it's a website called projectcbd.org, which can tell a lot of information about anything you want to know about how CBD can help your body regain homeostasis. So any kind of illness that you might have, CBD can help. And so check it out. It's projectcbd.org. Really good to see you guys.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
See you.
All righty. All right. Who's
Love
next?
you.
Love you guys. Thank you. All right. It looks like the next person is, so we can't see the screens because the camera's so far away. So Mike's going to shout the name out. Oh, Julia Easton.
Juliet Easton, been with us for years. Yeah.
Hi, Julia.
Hey, so I'm going to do things in the right order and share my tool first. So this is
thank you.
These are 2 amazing books that have nothing to do with marketing that every marketer should read and every entrepreneur should read. They're both by the same psychologist, and I'm the kind of person that reading books kind of drives me nuts. My mind wanders everywhere unless it's something that has information and then case studies, which both of these do. And they're not that thick, and about 1/3 of each one's the bibliography. So they're pretty short books. But if you are into marketing and you do any copywriting at all, or even marketing strategy, these books are going to help you understand humans so much better. It gets into a lot of the how hormones basically are driving our brains and through every phase of life. So it's going to help you understand what's going on in different lives, in different phases of your customer or client's lifestyle, and where they're at, and how hormones are impacting their brain and their decision making.
Well, thank you. I'll get that.
It helps men understand women, is what I gather, of that one, the female brain.
Yeah, and there's another
Tom,
out here, but after both of those, Daniel Ammon's The Brain in Love is also really good if you're doing anything having to do with relationships, dating, or just understanding humans in general. They're both really good.
Thank you very much.
Huh?
And your name, and now we're going to get to learn all your plug because you did it the right way.
Right. Yep.
Juliet, how many times were you with us on the Marketers Cruise?
Two times, 2009, 2013.
So you're a 2-timer, and you admit it.
Now let her do
Awesome.
her pitch.
And her pitch.
Yep, do your pitch.
So I do a lot of things. My main website is julieteaston.com. The thing that I'm doing right now that is paying the bills is high converting copywriting for my clients. So I have a copy agency now. We're beating controls, lots of controls in spirituality. We're dominating the manifestation niche. I think we got 6 manifestation clients and holding the top spots in manifestation on ClickBank. We're also doing a lot with e-com, a lot with coaching.
What's your website, Julie, so people can contact you and find out more about you? julieteaston.com is the one for copywriting as well? Cool.
Yeah, Poet of Persuasion redirects to my portfolio on julieteaston.com. So
permanentpersuasion.com.
Poet of Persuasion.
Poet.
Say it
Poet
loud.
persuasion.
Poet persuasion. Poet like poetry. Poet persuasion. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you, Juliet.
All right. So who's next? Is that Amanda Vanderbilt?
Oh my goodness. We haven't seen you
Oh,
in
my
ages.
goodness.
The
Look
world
who it is.
famous Amanda Vandergulik.
And I think, Mike, you saw Xanthi almost 10 years ago.
She was a baby, not a baby, but yeah, she was a kid. She was probably in Camp Carnival.
Yeah.
Last time I saw.
And I remember 10 years ago, your main product, your flagship product, was teaching children about money.
That's right. And now I help families, take their passions and turn it into passive income, like I was doing with that. So the tool I wanted to share, I'm using YouTube to market traffic to my websites for free. And the two tools that I use on YouTube, and you can get them for free, are TubeBuddy and vidIQ. And they're great for the SEO keyword research. But Mike, I've actually just put something together. I haven't even made it public, but everybody on here can have it. It's for free. I can give you the link. I just need to find it. So it's my main website, which is Clever Dough, which is DOUGH. Like I'm well known for cake decorating, so it's dough.com. And then it's /video-upload-checklist. It is the checklist I do every single time I post a video, and it gets me ranked on the first pages of YouTube and Google for free. And it's been doing it for me for over a decade.
Oh, okay. So the domain first you said was what dough?
Clever.
So Clever Dough.
Clever Dough, like
Clever
pizza dough. So
Yes.
cleverdough.com /video-upload-checklist.
Yes, exactly. Because it's not public yet, but it is available for everybody here.
Oh, well, thank you. That was wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And great to see you both. It's amazing to see how much you've grown.
Yeah, you're gonna see Xanthi on the cruise again.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've all been.
Where are you guys now? Where are you?
We're in Canada now. I know we were in New Zealand the last time.
Well, Amanda, I see.
Our accents have changed, and you can hear I've changed because I'm now a lung patient. So, yeah.
I see you in Facebook quite often, either commenting or in different groups. So great to see you again in person.
Good seeing you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to our.
Always in my heart, Mike, and we'll always.
Thank you. All right. Next, we are bringing in Robert. What? Robert Palinkas. Robert, how are you?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Robert, look who it is.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Gray
Yeah, long
hair,
time no see.
Little COVID scruff going on. How are you?
That's a Hunter
Great,
green screen.
Yeah, I love it. It is actually a green screen. I was lazy to put it away because I'm working on a documentary amongst other things. So it's just sitting there. Anyways, the cool tool I wanted to share is not necessarily a specific tool, but it's called social creativity or social creation. We often make the mistake of creating something, and then once we are done, we ask people if they like it or not. So they either like it or hate it. What I've been doing very successfully is starting with the people that I want to have as customers at the end, and I do the entire process with them. So I ask their opinion and feedback every step of the way. So I create a small group, like you can create it on social media or in Telegram group or whatever you are using, and your group is with you all the way. You involve them in the creative process, you involve them in the copywriting and the website creation, and this makes such a huge difference because you're creating something that people will love guaranteed because they were part of the whole creative process. And
could you give the resource just again one more time? Say it slowly.
I call it creative. It's not an actual thing. I just call it a process. It's a creative, it's a social creation or social creativity. There's no specific tool to do it. But the approach is such a huge difference because you are building something along with the people, and you ask for, like, you write a page, and before you publish it, you just say, hey, what do you guys think? And you get the feedback, you modify it, and you keep fine tuning it step by step with the feedback every step of the way, not just at the end. So
all right, thank you so much.
Great difference.
And we're going to get your big plug. Before we say goodbye, we're going to hear from your website and what you do and how you help people and how we can contact you.
I'm not going to plug anything. The only thing I want to say is that we are building some incredible apps, and I'm looking for beta testers. So anyone, without me even plugging it, if you want and you like testing new things that are revolutionary and new, I'm going to put my LinkedIn profile in the chat. Just connect with me, and it's not going to cost anything. I'm not selling it. It's just beta. So I'm looking for beta testers. If you are a tester, like to test things,
Okay. How do they reach you? You said just put their name in the chat, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my face. Actually, one of the other things, here's a cool tool I'm using. If I stop my video, you will see a QR code. So you can read this QR code with any phone.
All right, everybody, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to get a screenshot of that because we're 30 minutes in and we've only gone through like 6 people. So I want to start moving it so that everybody can share. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you got a screenshot or you got that on your phone. All right. Thank you very much. All right, Mike, we're going to go to our next. Okay. Next up is Christine Bennett Clark.
Hi, Christine.
Hey, Christine. Great to see you.
Hi, Lou. Hi, Mike. Hi, John. My cool tool is a site called thenounproject.com. So it's the noun, N-O-U-N, project.com. And that will give you 3 million free icons you can use on your websites or anywhere. It's very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. And I don't have a website to share, but what I would like to share is if you would connect with me on Karen's directory, what I'm looking for, I'm doing a gift giveaway in June, and I'm looking for contributors. So if you would like to be participate in a giveaway, connect with me through Taryn's directory. And yeah, so, and I do have a whole list of 29 free tools that I can give you.
Very cool.
Oh, okay. When they contact you.
Very cool.
They can contact me through, I'll be in Taryn's directory.
Taryn's
And
directory.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thanks very much.
All right. Cool. And I appreciate the pace of that last cool tool and plug. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to, we'll probably, even though we may know you and want to see you and say, hey, it's been great. How you been and all that. We're going to keep it moving because I see there's a lot of people there in the line. So we're going to try to keep these down to 1 minute and keep everybody going. Hey. Sydney from Sydney.
Hey.
Yeah. How are you?
Hey, guys.
How are you, Sydney?
I miss you.
Miss you too.
Okay, so my cool tool is, I still love Vidnami. I don't know if you guys, it used to be called Content Samurai. Have you heard of it?
And it's now called Vid what?
Vidnami, V-I-D.
Vidnami?
Vidnami.com, but you can still find it on Content Samurai. So you just create a little script for a video. It can be long or short, but you load the script into the software and it creates a video with images, you know, link, video stuff and captions. It looks really pro. I used to pay like $3,000 for videos of this quality, but now I can knock one up in half an hour. So I love that because it gives me really nice videos. Yep. And another one that I just got off AppSumo, love AppSumo, was something called Aluga. And you create your videos and it can translate them into multiple languages.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
Could you say that one more time? Because I think a lot of people just said, what was that? Once they realize what it can do, like me.
Yeah. A-L-U-G-H-A. And it's on special with AppSumo right now, but I don't know how long that'll last. But,
Beluga on AppSumo. Okay. Yeah. They're running an ad for it. Yeah, they're running an ad for it. I'm going to bookmark that page. That's really good. And just so everybody knows, the last one there, because Sydney from Sydney has an Australian accent, and the NAMI or NAMI might sound different. So that was spelled V-I-D-N-A-M-I, N-A-M-I, right. Okay.
Vidnami.
Okay, and your plug.
Hey, okay, so I'm Sydney O'Sullivan, and I have transitioned from being the book mentor to the Millionaires Maven. So I'm now launching a program called Millionaires Academy, and I got the $10,000 a month Google grant from, you know, for having a nonprofit foundation, which is pretty cool. And I'm interviewing millionaires, and I'm putting out free training up with interviews with millionaires to build my list to like 100,000. So my website is millionairesacademy.com, and my nonprofit is millionairestraining.org.
Thank you, Sydney. Appreciate that.
Miss you guys.
Miss you too. Miss you too. All righty. Next. Now, by the way, that was 2 minutes, 40 seconds. That's how fast it goes when you think you're doing a minute. So we're gonna go through. Adriana. Oh, Andrea. Yo, the hair's different. You look great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm less blonde right now.
Yeah,
who knows what'll be by the cruise?
Yeah. I'm listening for the name and I thought I heard Adriana. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm not offended. Andre Adams Miller, aka the Lady in Red. So a couple different things. One of them is Respond, RESPOND, respond.io.
RESP.
Respond, SPOND, RESPOND.io. It helps you communicate among different platforms all in one spot. So if you want to send something, that'll go out from all of your different social medias and so forth, all in one with one connection.
That's awesome.
Something really cool that I am part of is a friend of mine has created a new application that is going to compete with Clubhouse. It's a Slack app, and it enables drop-in audio chat in Slack, and it enables moderators to host 1 million simultaneous listeners. So you can have majorly huge, amazing groups.
Can you say the name again and how people can get that?
Yeah, they'll need to reach me because it's just like Clubhouse. You have to have an invitation to get down and get in. It's being launched on Sunday. It's Audio Club Live. Club Live, and I'll be able to get you all in on this. So super fun. Basically, did is he was on Clubhouse and on Slack and found all the ways that he the things that were missing for people who do events and want to talk to a lot of people, and he created it himself. So
it's audioclub.live or audioclublive.com.
Right now it's just Audio Club Live is all he's shared with me. He's sending me the invitations this weekend so I can start inviting people on Sunday for it.
Okay, the site is currently down at audioclublive.com. So if you could update the Facebook group with
if they just they can reach out to me because it's just like Clubhouse. You have to get an invitation to join. So my information's in the contact. So if you want to play in it and experience it, then reach out to me, and then we'll start sending them out to people as we can. And then the last thing is the Keep Smiling movement is Ken Rashawn and I's baby. So here's our latest book. And if you guys want your story in it, just reach out to us. It's there's no cost to you. We just want to be able to share everybody's smiles because right now with everything going on, people need a lot of love right now. And so you'll be included and published for free. So how fun is that? So
great. Thanks, Andrea. Great seeing you. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right.
Who's up next?
Joanne
Newby.
Joanne Newby, who was just here. Joanne was actually here in the studio last week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in fact, that book that you see right there that says the Groove Planner, that was her gift. That's not actually our product.
That's awesome.
That's actually her product.
Very cool.
Wonderful.
All right, Joanne.
Okay, I'll keep it short. I was introduced to a new tool yesterday. It's actually Tuan Nguyen's new product called elmlink.co, and it allows you to put all your links. So my Groove links, and Angie did an overview for this with us yesterday, which was awesome, but you can put all your links to everything that you want people to go to in one page, which is really awesome. So it's elmlink.co. Angie, I hope I didn't steal your thunder. But I was really impressed with what he did and what the tool offers. You know, it's one link and you can give them links to everything else on this one page. So in the interest of time, my name is Joanne Newby. I am a trainer, instructional designer, animator, micro learning creator, e-learning creator. I am all in with Groove. So right now I'm teaching people how to use the platform, helping them get up on their feet and get going, and looking forward to finding new and innovative ways to help people grow their business and have lots of success. My website is actually joannewby.com. It's JOANNENEWBY.com.
Joanne, is that your real last name? Is that your real last name?
That is, yes.
Because you're definitely not.
That is my former married last name, yes.
Because you are definitely not a newbie.
No.
I am in need of a new name.
All right, thanks, Joanne. All right,
Thanks.
we're gonna move on.
Who's next? Who?
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
I'm
Jennifer.
from Toronto, Canada, and I met Captain Lou Edwards at a travel show in Las Vegas. He did an amazing presentation. I was just 2 years as a travel agent. My hashtag is Gen3Kidneys. I've got a kidney transplant. It's 3 years old, and I'm enjoying my life traveling with the kidney transplant. So what I want to share with the group, a few things. There's a free app called Canva where you could create your own flyer. You could do it free for 30 days and then you keep applying for the 30 days. And then there's a pro where you pay extra money. I also just joined a business called MyVima, myvima.com. They just launched on Monday that just went by. So if you go on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Gen3Kidneys because I'm walking around with 3 kidneys. And so with MyVima, you could put your own business site onto MyVima, and it starts at $10, I believe, a month. So I just joined, so I'm brand new. And we've got 1,500 corporate stores, including Walmart Canada, Walmart, the States, Best Buy, and Home Depot. And I'm also into cryptocurrency. One of my favorite nurses that's been taking care of me, she said, Jennifer, there's 4 apps that you can join. I want to share it with the group. To join, you need a referral. And I know some of us lost the big boat on Bitcoin. So I'm involved with Pi cryptocurrency that was created by Harvard professors. It's free to join, but you need a referral. And you just have to click on the app every day and you get points on it. The second one is called Beal cryptocurrency. And the third one is Time Stop. And thank you all for listening. I hope I was less than a minute. Thank you very much.
Jennifer, is that a captain's hat you're wearing there?
Captain's hat.
Yes.
Nice.
I love it. Nice.
Awesome.
Lou, your presentation, 2nd year as a travel agent was spectacular. I loved every minute of it.
Thanks so much. We're going to move on to our next.
Jennifer.
Awesome.
So
Great job.
All right, and folks, what we're going to do, we're actually going about 3 minutes a person. So what I'm going to do, just so that you know, when we're going to let you go, we're not going to interrupt you, but when you see me hold my hand up like that, that's your 1 minute mark to start wrapping up. Okay. Ernesto Verdugo
Never
here.
heard of him.
And I can't break the rule and talk about, what a great guy that it was, been at a bar, had me speak at his event in Dubai. So Ernesto.
Great to see you guys. It is fantastic. So the tool that I want to share with you, it's called Group Collector. And what it does, whenever somebody signs up to be part of your Facebook group, it instantly puts the person's name into an autoresponder, whichever autoresponder. So it's great because the moment that you, before they get into the group, you get them into the autoresponder so that you can actually follow up with them. So it's an incredible tool. And right now they are
Ernesto,
having it
I'm not going to cut into your time, but Ernesto,
as an offer in absolutely.
Ernesto, do you hear me?
Absolutely amazing.
Nope. Okay. Ernesto, I just wanted to confirm. You said that this allows somebody to go onto your email list. You said from Facebook group.
No, whenever whenever somebody asks you to join a group, you have the chance to, for example, say, well, you put a couple of questions or one question or whatever.
Yeah.
The moment that the person says, yeah, I would like to join, then the moment that they join, instantly it gets them into your autoresponder. So
right,
that's awesome.
So when somebody joins your Facebook group, it passes the leads to your autoresponder and groupcollector.com.
That's a big one.
Groupcollector.com.
Too many good resources from you guys. I'm running out of tabs. So Ernesto, not going to penalize you there. You had about 21 seconds left when I interrupted.
Okay, so well, what I do is I help. Right now, I help speakers and anybody which is doing live streaming, instead of actually doing them live, to do them as live, so that you can actually look like as Tony Robbins kind of production without really having to be 100% live. It's as live. I mean, if you remember the Super Bowl in 2002, the Nipplegate, now everybody's transmitting with 10-minute, 15-minute delay, so that your streams will be 100% perfect and looking super professional. It's really very cool.
Wow, nice.
So if you want to find out how I'm doing it, you can look at bookernesto.com, BOOKERNESTO.com.
Ernesto, like book him for a call. Book Ernesto.com. Great domain.
Nice.
Love it. All right. Thank you, Ernesto.
Good seeing you.
Ernesto, I'll never forget what you did. Ernesto Vernuga, never forget what he did for my friend, Janut Ionut Griga in Amsterdam. Great friend. Never forget. Thank you, Ernesto. Who's next?
Awesome. He's itching for your business and costume award winner from New Orleans, Cruise.
I didn't hear the name. Can you say something?
Steve Greenspan.
Steve, you're all
Hey
set.
guys,
Steve?
I'm just going to say hello. I'm going to give my time up to somebody else. We specialize in getting rid of poison ivy and helping you stop itching. See you on the cruise. I'm just itching to see everybody.
Right.
And how? How do you do that? At what website?
Oh, poisonivyremoval.com.
Wow, that's a great domain name. Poison Ivy. I'm getting itchy just thinking about it. Thank you so much. Poisonivyremoval.com. All right. Thanks.
Awesome.
All right. We're moving. We're moving on. We're moving.
Love
We're
the
getting
hat.
through. All right. We've got 13 minutes, 12 and a half minutes
They're
left.
in the party spirit.
Yeah. Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Sylvia, how are you?
We need to hear you.
We can't
We can't hear you.
You have to accept the unmute.
Sylvia, when we invited you,
there I
We
am.
can hear you.
Here we go.
Perfect. We can hear you.
I wasn't planning to, I didn't know you were going to call on me, but sylviarunkel.com is my website. At the moment, I haven't thought of any cool tools, so I still do hypnosis and I'm doing more and more of it online, and especially with COVID. And
hypnosis.
yes,
So, so you can help people overcome any PTSD or quit smoking. Is it for personal development hypnosis?
I do it for just about anything imaginable, but probably the most thing I do work with is anxiety. And I help people get over fear of getting started in business and all that sort of thing. And I'm extremely successful with people. So
Great. Let's say your website one more time.
sylviarunkel.com. That's SYLVIARUNKLE.
RUNKLE. Thank you, Sylvia.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mike, just talk a little louder when you say it. We really don't hear you too well. Karen Robinson, you are live. Hi, Karen.
Hello. Thank you for having me. The tool I like to promote is also another tool from Tuan. It's called L Messenger Pro. And what it does in your Facebook Messenger, you can label your contacts based on new leads, potential leads, coaching possibilities, however you'd like to label your contacts. So it's really neat. And I'm Karen Robinson. I am a therapist and a transformation coach for Heal, Thrive, Dream. We serve professional women who are recovering from childhood abuse. Thank you.
Very
Thank
cool.
you so much.
Very
Appreciate
noble.
that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. We're moving on.
Moving along.
Good. We're doing good.
Angie Norris.
Angie Norris.
Never heard of her. Never heard of her.
Angie, what's that light behind you? Just kidding.
You like it?
Yeah, the Groove.
I love
the G light. It's available at groovegear.com. But go
Are you
ahead, Angie.
serious?
Yes.
It is. I have one tool and you already know what it is. It's called cameo.com. And Mike, I'll let you tell them about it.
All right. So when you don't know what type of gift to get somebody and you want to get them the best gift, just know what and who is important to them. So Angie Norris, she actually flew down to Tampa and then drove over here to see me at my house. And she knows that I'm a big karaoke person. So I got my guitars here. So if you know I'm going to tell you I'm not good at guitar, you know I'm truthful. So when I tell you I'm a good karaoke singer, me and Tom, you can see us on the cruise. We can rock it
We
out.
might have to do a karaoke post session, encore session.
Yeah, absolutely. So Angie said, what are we going to sing? And I said, well, I like to sing Journey. And so I sent her a little clip of me singing Faithfully. So when she got down, we met with Joe Jablonski and her husband and Michelle and Rosalie, and we went out to dinner. And the very, very first thing she did is she hands me her iPhone. And I said, what's this? And somebody goes, hi, Mike. So I hear you're a big Journey fan. He was Filipino. He's the current singer. And I forget his name. He's the current singer of Journey. And he basically sent me a 1-minute message talking about all this stuff of that he's so honored that, that
I saw you get John one for Marino.
Yeah.
Dan Marino. Yep.
So I thought it was such a great idea that John got me something very nice for Christmas. And I really didn't know what to get him. And I know that he is a huge Miami Dolphins fan. And he always talks about the happiest day in his life. It was his Facebook picture. He had his hat like that and his face like that. And I asked him, I said, what is that? He says, besides my kids being born, happiest day of my life. And I said, what is he got a Miami shirt on when they won the Super Bowl? He goes, no. He says, this is when the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, and they were 17-0, and they were just about to go 18-0, and the Giants spoiled their 18-0 season, preserving it for the Miami Dolphins being the only team to go 18-0. So I said, wow, great. I go to Cameo. I type in Miami Dolphins. A couple of people come up, and there is Dan Marino. So I buy the Dan Marino thing, and I tell the little story, and then 3 days later it comes in, and I'm watching. I literally got a tear in my eye knowing what this is going to do to John. So I sent it to John, and it's Dan Marino.
What is it exactly? What is the product?
You go to Cameo, and every actor in Hollywood, famous celebrity, everybody is there, and they will make, hi, Captain Lou. So just I understand you're a big fan of
Meatloaf.
of Meatloaf. Exactly, and they will say something to you. So that is Cameo. It is a great thing that you can do. And just so you know, you can get those people to do a plug for you. So you can get them to say, hey, everybody in the Groove family. So Mike wanted me to tell you that blah, 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 and so just won a prize or whatever. You can actually do that. It's a must use in your marketing. It allows you to bring authority and celebrity into your marketing as well as a great gift for everybody.
Phyllis, write that down. Cameo.
I can introduce you to the owners.
Cameo.com. Oh, you know the owners. Yeah, definitely introduce me.
Cool.
That'd be great. All right. So Angie, your plug. Oh, you're on mute.
We're muted.
What happened?
Oh, we're going to invite you again.
Thank you
Okay,
for the
there you go.
permission. My kids were loud. I had to mute myself, but I just want to say that I'm all in for Groove, and I'm a top female affiliate for Groove Funnels, and I love it to death. And my website is grooveangie.com. That'll have how to connect with me as well as how to get this amazing software if you don't already have it. So that's my plug.
And Angie also has courses teaching you how to build your business with the technology of Google.
Hey, Angie, and thank you once again for the couple of referrals that came in at marketerscruise.com in the last few days as you're building a group. So I appreciate that.
All right, everybody. And by the way, Angie and I jammed on guitar, and so we played guitar together. And we were supposed to keep each other accountable. We have to do that. She told me about ultimatetabs.com. I learned about guitar tabs from Angie, and she sent me the best meme in the world that she's going to have to post into the Marketers Cruise Friends Facebook group. It's me sitting on guitar like this, and Angie sitting on guitar like that, and then right in between, and we're both looking right there. It's just Bernie Sanders.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be a Bernie meme.
It's a classic. Tom, the one that I like. There's a couple. There's Tony Ferguson with Charles DuBronx Olivier when he got the armbar. So they took out Charles DuBronx and they put Bernie this, doing an armbar to him. And then they have one where he's doing that to Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor's tapping out to Bernie. I think the memes are great.
Fantastic.
So that's the first round there, and we've got 5 minutes left. If anybody, we're going to do 2 more cool tools and resources. If you want to raise your hand, because we got everybody there. And if there's anybody else, we'll do 2 more, and then we'll do that to wrap up now.
Right, and there's a few minutes I need just for logistics, getting back to the Marketers Cruise and the group leader part of it. But basically, yes, please raise your hand. You know what? If I can have, since
There's
almost
one,
coming
there's
up
one
with
more. We'll do 1 more cool tools, and then the rest is yours.
And we could maybe go. Should we go for a few minutes past, or
we have dinner plans?
And we have dinner plans. Yeah, that's
already.
true.
Yes.
Okay,
but we really do. Michelle's picking us up. We've got a surprise for you.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. So one more question here.
I need like 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have plenty. We'll take as much time as we need. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that.
Susan, you're live. Susan Ordana.
Susan Ordana. We know Susan.
Yes.
From
Hi,
Larry's
Susan.
team.
Hello there.
Hi.
I'm not showing my face because I just got out of the hospital for a.
We totally understand that. We get it. Happens to all of us.
So my tool, tool that I want to share with you is this influencer tool called LikeToKnow.it, and it is an app.
Like to know dot it. Like to know it. Like okay.
To know.it, and you can sell anything there on this platform, and they have really a very good marketing team that will help you set up your platform, and it's just so cool because on your website, on your social media platforms, you can share everything, total integration to everything. So you can even, probably set up with them for the Marketers Cruise. So everyone can share the Marketers Cruise on their influencer sites. And everyone can be an influencer here. We are all influencers.
All righty. And you want to give yourself the plug?
You can follow me at LikeToKnow.it/Susan Ordona. I need followers there. And I'm still doing book strategy programs. So that's it. I'm creating content.
Okay, thank you very much. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Susan.
that.
Good seeing
and I
you.
see Rick Deere over there. I see Rick. Just wanted to give a shout
Rick's
out to
been
Rick.
with us many years.
Yeah. Man, we go way back to Rick. I remember when I met him. So Lou, we're gonna wrap up, and next time we got to remember the cool tools and resources can't be your own website.
Right.
No shameless plugs.
No shameless plugs.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So it was a little bit different than on the cruise.
Oh, that's
but
okay.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah. And then just one more reminder: if you're gonna plug, you have to give a cool tool or resource. Yeah.
Yes.
Little wink. We had somebody that says, I'm going to give my time to somebody else and then just plugged. So that was getting without giving. So yeah, but I guess they gave their time. So that's good.
I have a cool tool. You guys all know about wheelofnames.com. You know about that, right?
No.
Wheelofnames.com lets you put in like on a carnival, like a wheel that you see at a carnival, like a money wheel, but you put in the names of the people that you have on your Zoom.
Oh,
or
so
in your
that it's yes.
And you could spin it and somebody win a prize.
So it's the safest way to be able to give away, a prize and be like, okay, so just for being here early, we're going to do Wheel of Name and yeah.
Right. And it's free. You could do it on the fly and you could.
And it imports the names of everybody.
Yeah.
So, which is important. You don't have to have somebody typing in all the names.
Actually, I'm not sure of that. Might have to type in the names. We have to check.
Well, that wouldn't be good when you're live, like having to put
maybe beforehand.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out.
Wheelofnames.com. All right, so we're not done yet. We're going to be wrapping up this the final session here. Lou has some closing statements. So first of all, thanks for sticking around for 3 hours with us, and go ahead, Lou.
I also see that we have a lot of people that joined us on the live stream on Facebook from the Groove Digital Group. Mike, I just checked that. And they went to our public page and they're on the page watching right now. So
how did they find out who made the post?
This morning, we put it in there, and I posted the link and Donna approved it.
Oh, you posted it in the Groove Funnels group.
Donna shared it. So I gave it. I posted in the Groove Digital Group.
Yeah. And
with a link to where it was going to be on Facebook. And so that I said, you don't have to be a book guest in order to come to a private party. And
okay, so here I'm just gonna prove a little point here. So we invited, we tapped into a group of 125,000 people and invited them to the cruise. And you don't know every single one of those 125,000 people,
not yet.
but you're happy that they actually came here.
I'm very happy. Right. I don't feel possessive or territorial. I'm happy that they came. And I hope that they go to marketerscruise.com and say we were invited by Mr. Mike Filsaime.
Yeah, and a shameless plug, if you're not part of the Marketers Cruise Facebook group, come back tomorrow and you'll be able to join. And we're going to grow that group and we're going to cross-promote through the cruise group. And we're going to be posting to invite people from the group there. It was one of these Nats Florida thing.
Lots of bugs here in South Florida.
Yeah, this time of year they're hatching. But yeah. And we're going to be putting a plug-in in our emails going out, and that's going to grow this group and grow the family. And it might just
and maybe the magazine
find you your next business partner. It might just find you your next JV partner. It might just find you your next
love boat, romantic partner.
Your next partner.
The ultimate joint venture, the ultimate JV has happened many, many times, even between you and Michelle.
We've had many people that met on the cruise on the flight back home that are married today with kids and everything like that. So I think it's a beautiful thing. You know, my thoughts on the butterfly effect with butterfly marketing and opening up that group is going to make the world a better place. And it will, there will be people that won't even know that was the reason why it created a butterfly effect that changed lives. So
I think it was Donna that pointed out several years ago that over the last decade or 12 or 14 years, the Marketers Cruise has actually facilitated probably $500 million or more in joint ventures and product launches in all sorts of things, continuity programs and people just hooking up and expanding their vision and their teams.
Brand new businesses.
And brand new businesses have come from the Marketers Cruise. Some people come on the Marketers Cruise and make enough, like you said, you can't meet everyone. Even if whether we have 300, 400, or 700 on the ship, it's about the key connections and the synergies. He's smiling. Why are you smiling?
Just laughing. I'm sorry.
I love it when Mike smiles. He's definitely part of the keep smiling movement, no doubt about it. But there have been so many wonderful, we've got tons of testimonials somewhere online.
Well, if you go to the marketerscruise.com, there's Mike Hill talking about how the cruise, every year he comes on the cruise and he comes with, Tom, as you always say, come with no expectations, or there's a different way that you even say it. I forget what it is, but expectations of nothing in return or something. You say it very eloquently. And you just come just knowing that if you're in the right place with a little bit of luck and just time, you'll find yourself looking to try to talk to this person that's just a little busy. And then you lean over and you go, hey, hi, how are you? And that could be the next. And that is the story that's happened so many times.
It really
unfolds perfectly and magically. Yeah.
And as my own testimony in 2006, or was it 2007, when you were a guest on one of my prior cruises, Mike's coming into the steakhouse. Phyllis and I are having dinner. Mike's looking around. This might have been pre-Michelle. I don't remember. But
yes, yeah.
Something like that. And I think maybe it was Phyllis.
It was not. It was. So in January of 2006 was Holly Carter's cruise, because I remember sitting with Donna Fox, and her and I came up with the leak chapter idea, because I know that I launched Butterfly Marketing in January of 2006. So that would have been January there, or December with Holly. But it was getting ready close to the launch. So that would have been right around January. Yeah. So then the prior year was Joel Christopher.
Right.
But you did Holly's? Or, no,
I did Holly's. So Phyllis and I invite Mike to join us at the Steakhouse, the upscale supper club, which is wonderful, by the way. And Mike sits down, and I don't know, at this point, this was like at the height of Butterfly Marketing. Mike's name is,
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the hype. Video one was released, and the next part of the launch.
Just launching it?
I was in the launch of Butterfly.
You in the launch while on the cruise.
Hasn't sold yet. Yeah. So everybody was giving me advice on how to do video two, video
how
three.
Did you invite me to the 7-figure code in Long Island then?
Okay, so here's what happened. So you got to remember the Marketers Cruise didn't happen until January of 2008.
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
We're always going back and forth.
February 07 was the 7-figure code live event.
Yeah. So what happened was in January of 2006 was Holly Carter. Now, This is interesting. So now in 2006, so in 2005 we did I5 Gold. So you're saying that 2000,
Yes.
2000, I thought 2007 was the Bon Voyage.
Stick with us, folks. Stick with us.
I remember I was doing the copywriting via Yahoo Messenger of the Butterfly marketing.
Yeah.
You launched Butterfly. After that, we had the phone call, and then we teamed up after, like in February of 06.
So I5 Gold started in
March of 06. Out in LA. In LA.
Okay. So what that means
is we had 2 cruises.
So I know exactly what it is. Now, Tom, you just made me realize. No, this is what happened. Yeah. So sorry, folks. Just so that we know the history.
Stay with us.
January 2006. January 2006 was Holly Carter.
Right.
Okay. In 2007 was the I5 Gold cruise.
January.
Yes, and yes, it would be. And then we spoke, and I said, Lou, we should open up this to the public, and we're going to start the Marketers Cruise. And Tom and I and Donna decided that we were going to be closing the coaching program.
And let's continue it as the Marketers Cruise.
And so we said, we called it the Bon Voyage Cruise. So the Bon Voyage Cruise started in January of 2008, which was also the first cruise under the brand Marketers Cruise.
Aha. But getting back to that dinner we had at the steakhouse on the previous year, and the point I was trying to make is by inviting, just by breaking bread, not being needy, not being a newbie, not being saying, what can I get out of him, vice versa. We're just having fun talking about everything. And that was the start of a lifelong friendship. And then
was that where I asked you to do a cruise for the I5 Gold?
I'll tell you what it was. That's where you said, come to the 7-figure code. Come to the 7-figure code, because I want you to be my guest. And at the 7-figure code, Mike comes up to me and says, listen, instead of this I5
Gold
Bon Voyage
yes.
being our final cruise,
right? Instead of it being the end of the cruise, let's
would you consider partnering with me to blow this up really big, make it the Marketers Cruise for all marketers and entrepreneurs, make it affordable. This is not going to be a money thing. It'll be more about branding, which I agreed with you. And in that moment, how many of you would like to have Mike Filsaime come and tap you on the shoulder and say, would you consider partnering with me on a project? And I said, Mike, this would mean the world to me. And we made an appointment to meet at your offices back then in Long Island. And I said, this is one project.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. I said, this is one project for you. This is my whole business and my whole life. This would put me on the map. And it's because of the Marketers Cruise that I started getting other group cruises to produce. And it's because of that.
Even ClickFunnels. What do they call that?
Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels, and Adam with Amazon e-commerce and real estate, John Adams, if you're listening out there.
And Jim Edwards.
Jim Edwards, the Jim boat. We've done 9 cruises and other cruises in non-marketing industries. And that got me speaking on stages.
You and Jim have done 9 cruises
together, yeah.
It was 10 years ago when he called me to ask about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he called me and he says, this guy Lou, and I see him at the big seminar.
He seems like a wacko.
He seems like a wacko. And I said, let me tell you,
100%.
that is all shtick. And that's part of who he is, but there's not a smarter, harder working guy that knows this. And I said, you'd be a fool to try to do this
on
alone.
your own.
Yeah.
And Jim Edwards calls my office and says, Mike says that I should consider working with you.
Mike says.
And I'm like, he said, and I'll tell you the story. Jim wouldn't mind me repeating this on the air. Jim said to me, when I used to see you at these like big seminars and places like that, I always thought that you were like just a big a-hole. He'd say to me, and I said on this phone conference, I said, it's funny because I felt the same thing about you.
Right.
And we both kind of said, like, prove me wrong. And we become like lifelong friends.
Jim is one of those guys that when you get to know him, you're like, oh my God, what a great soul. Him and his wife.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah. I met him at Stephen Pierce's Unleash Your Marketing Genius event. I'm not going to say I thought he was a little aloof, but like he was hard to get into a circle. Yeah. It's not that he thinks anything. It's just a little doesn't hard to connect. And then when we did the John Childers thing, the speaking empire or whatever it was called.
$1 Million Speaker.
What
was it?
John, I forget. It was John Childers
$1 Million Speaker Training, right?
Jim and I and his wife became very, very good friends. At that event. Anyway,
so Mike refers me, and so this is full circle, this is what live events, not just at seminar conference rooms, but on the Marketers Cruise and all these great mastermind cruises that we've done have led to in fulfilling JVs, business launches, partnerships, lifelong friendships, like we have with Mike and Tom and each and every
I thought
one
you were
of
going to go into the wood chips and
Well, let's just,
I might if you
well,
push it.
Russell and Jim connected for their product together on the Marketers Cruise. That's what that all
Yes.
came together.
all right. So
Yes.
so
Yes.
yeah. So let's
That's
yeah.
multi-millions of
Let-
dollars.
yeah,
Multi-million-dollar
Yeah. So Jim Edwards is partnered with Russell Brunson, who has a 10-figure business, and Russell Brunson can snap a finger and put people into his copywriting software branded for ClickFunnels. By the way, we're doing the same thing. We're partnering with John Benson.
Yep.
For to create Groove
I
Copy
remember
Pro,
John.
the
John's
2.0 version of his software.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We just did a presentation. Groove Digital presents to our list with him. They loved it. They loved it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He said he has never seen a community react better to his software. So we're gonna keep up. But anyway, yeah. So lives. Look, we don't have to sell. Most of these people
No,
know.
we're preaching to the choir with you guys because they've been with us for 3 hours and 13 minutes now, and we love you the most, to say the least, everyone.
So we're gonna wrap up. We got Mike's been booked to produce till 7 p.m. So we're gonna wrap up here unless.
Do you have to pay him double time?
It's it's like double time and a half here in Florida.
He's not union, is he?
It's now $15 an hour minimum wage. No, he gets paid a lot more than that.
Yep.
He has a good. In fact, he doesn't get paid. Shout out, Mike. Can your camera go on or no?
Can't we just buy him dinner?
All right.
Put your camera on, Mike.
No, he doesn't have it on. We're using it here. So, Mike, if you're in South Florida or you ever need some consulting, paid consulting, by the way, first call is free. MediaZoneStudios.com. They're in just north of Palm Beach in Singer Island. They have an actual studio where there's a podcast studio. So if you're in South Florida or a little bit north by in Jupiter and you want to go every week and rent out a studio, all these microphones are set up and cameras and things like that. And they help you do talking head. If you need teleprompter work, he did one for me as well. They do drone footage and can come on location for you. So that's MediaZoneStudios.com. So Mike is a consultant that actually consults, that we consult to him. And this studio couldn't have been built without him. It was a joint effort with me and Mike, a little help from Leo. And
There's Michelle.
And that's how we built the studio.
Come on, camera.
So we're about to say goodbye, but Michelle just came in.
You know what? Everything that we're talking about, Tom, Mike, a rising tide lifts all boats.
So,
what's up? Hold on.
They won't hear you.
My gloves on.
Yeah.
Virtual hugs. Oh my goodness.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, Tom.
So that's
any famous
Felicia,
last words?
Kim Sheffrin.
Famous last words. We miss you all, and we cannot wait to see you face to face on this upcoming Marketers Cruise. I know, speaking for myself and everyone,
will
here,
happen.
Super excited.
It will be safe.
Fingers
it will
and
be
toes
fun.
crossed.
It's going to be
It will
awesome.
change lives, and we appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a great one.
We'll be out.
Bye
Good
for
night,
now.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Good stuff.